who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.
Good evening, everybody. You are right here with me, Vinny, on Saturday night for CPS Victims Hunting for Justice. We got Mr. Herbert back here. I'm going to get him on with me. Good evening, Mr. Herbert.
Hey, Vinny.
How are we doing tonight? How's everything going?
Good. How are you?
I'm tired, man. It was a long day.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I worked 11 to 8 o'clock.
Wow. Long day.
Yeah, it was long. My feet are killing me.
You got going again tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Monday, off Tuesday, back in Wednesday, off Thursday, back in Friday.
Well, can you work Thursday?
Oh yeah, I'm working. Well, it's my day off, but I'm sure
And
he's gonna try to.
Can you work your day off?
I'm sure he's gonna try to weasel me into it. Yeah,
And you probably will. You probably do it.
I probably will because you know what, the money's there, and they told me tonight that I might get a promotion and might get my raise. So
There you go.
yep. So
I knew that was going to happen for you.
yeah, things are kind of moving forward.
Excellent.
So I wanted to get this out. I'm waiting for Ashley to join us because she had me send her the link.
Okay.
But I wanted to go on to kind of read more on to that thing that they sent me the other day, since I couldn't really read much of it. But there's a lot in it. I'm gonna pull it up real quick here.
Okay.
That way people can understand kind of what these people are doing. So this is their motion that was sent to my wife. It says the Maine Department of Health and Human Services, in reference to Trinity Torrey and Arasta Torrey, DHS opposition to parents' motion to dismiss. Now comes the Maine Department of Human Services, DHS, or the department through Aaron Koff, which is the Assistant Attorney General, and hereby respectively respond to the defendant's motion to dismiss filed with the court on July 24th, 2024. In response thereto, counsel status as followed. Failure to timely conduct jeopardy hearing. The department denies the allegation and is supported thereof state as follows. The department absolutely agrees that this is legislated intent that the issue of jeopardy being addressed within 120 days. However, does not provide the dismissal of a jeopardy order as a remedy for exceeding the 120 days period. Then they go on to say the father, Mr. Torrey, was making requests of the court with unclean hands. Mr. Torrey's own actions contributed to the uh, the delay in the court ability to hold a jeopardy hearing. Mr. Torrey discharged his first court appointed attorney and is now on his third attorney. Falsity in the PPO. The department denies the allegations and its support thereof states as followed. A jeopardy hearing is scheduled for September 10th, 2024. Questions regarding veracity of facts alleged in the petition can be addressed by the court at trial. Reckless placement of Trinity. The department dismisses the allegations and in its support thereof the following. Trinity Torrey preferred name Hope and used by pronounced them or he him is prior order. We are reporting of the guardian ad litem. Hope may have been referred by the name Trinity or Trix. Now, my daughter, they're trying to make her be a he, him. And they keep saying that in these reports. But the problem that lies with this is my daughter is dressing like a girl, acting like a girl, and is going, and she's the one that she said that she's a she, and they're still referring to as her as a he, they.
Well, there's two issues here. One is, at any point in time, did she indicate in any way, shape, or form that she's a he?
She was debating her sexuality back when she was living with us. But the guardian ad litem is supposedly seeing her when she's not.
She was debating whether she wants to be a he or a she when she was with you, right?
Right.
Okay. How do they know anything about that?
I don't know.
You see, because nowadays, in terms of proper terminology, people have a tendency to say he, she.
Right.
You see, like the term he, she. Well, he, she could do this and he, she could do that. Okay. But the way you're making it sound as if somewhere along the line, she indicated that she's more of a he than a she, and they're trying to play along a tightrope of not labeling her wrong by saying he, she. So that's why I was wondering, what at any point in time did she indicate that she was going to go for a gender change or anything that they got their hands on?
Right. And that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to say that she is a him, they, and no, she is a she. She's wearing dresses. She's acting like a girl. She wants to be referred as Trinity Hope.
Well, her name is Trinity. Her name is Trinity Hope. She dresses as a girl.
Yep.
In the pronoun category, they're just saying he, she. It's not a big deal.
Well, it is the way that they put it, because she doesn't want to be referred to as that anymore.
Well, okay. Was there a time they were referring to her as he, she, and she was accepting it?
Probably at the very
At the very beginning, that was it.
Oh, well, there you go. See, that's what you didn't tell me. So in the very beginning, they were referring to her as a he, she. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And
So,
she changed that so that if the guardian ad litem was actually doing her job, she would know this and listen.
okay. Well, guess what? It hasn't been changed.
Right. And they're keeping it that way, and they're lying on these documents saying that, you know, but it goes on to say, hold on, let me bring this up a little bit more.
While you're
Goes on
bringing
to
it up,
say,
let me ask you a question. What's the end run objective of what you're trying to do? Get your daughter back.
I'm trying to get it so they're not lying on all these papers to the judge.
Stay with me for a second. Your objective is try to get your daughter back. Am I correct?
Right. Right.
Okay. Okay. Once you get your daughter back, then you could work on the he, she.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on that right now.
I'm just
It
trying to
doesn't-
correct what they're doing.
No, but stay with me for a second. The objective is if you leave it as he, she, and you get your daughter back, she's in your home, then you can work on correcting the he, she.
Sure.
But right now, I would say leave it alone, let it ride, and keep things going until you get your daughter back. Because see, if you put the monkey wrench in the system about the he, she, then they focus on the he, she. Then they say, oh, well, we're going to have another court date in January about that now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Then they prolong it more. Right.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
So since it doesn't have anything to do with stopping you from getting your daughter, leave it alone. Let it ride as he, she.
Well, then they go on to say, Hope FKA Trinity was initially placed in a home with a maternal cousin and with their sibling and accordance with the statutory preference to place a child with an adult relative and sibling, if possible. Shortly after placement, Hope was into crisis and was hospitalized at Acadia Hospital. Upon discharge, they were placed with fiction kin where they remain today. The place was the request of Lynn Torrey and the following a full kin study assessment. Now, mind you, my daughter was placed in a foster care with my younger daughter when they took them. Okay.
It wasn't
They
so
did
it wasn't
not-
a Ken. It wasn't a
No.
Ken folk. Okay.
No, it was not.
Okay.
They
Okay.
didn't. They did. She went into crisis when she was in the foster care place, and after that, then she was placed with this supposed kingship cousin, but she's not a full-on cousin because she was married into the family.
Okay. So what they're referring to as Ken folk.
Right.
And then the
Okay.
other.
But they're saying that she was placed there first, though. They didn't mention
Right.
that she was placed in a different foster home first.
Right. They excluded it out of the report.
Okay, now I'm going to go back to he, she. I'm going to go back to, does it make a difference whether she went to the foster home and then to the Ken folk home afterwards in terms of getting your daughter back?
It doesn't, but it does because they can use that as ammunition to prove that they are lying on court documentation.
Okay. So is that a battle you want to fight?
That's a battle that my attorney wants to fight because he's seeing this because I sent it to him and he told me that he would get back to me on Monday because of the weekend. They don't work on the weekends. But he told me that on Monday he'd get back to me about it because they are lying.
Okay, they are. But ask your attorney, if we fight this, is that going to prolong me getting my daughter back?
It shouldn't. I don't think so because they're they're not holding the jeopardy hearing on the grounds of um if they hold the jeopardy hearing, they will have the state has the right to call me as a witness. Now, where the state has the right to call me as a witness, they can use that against me in the criminal case.
Okay, but they're not going to do the jeopardy hearing, so
No,
that's out the window.
right. They're
And
gonna
you're supposed to
they're gonna
start. You're
they're
supposed
gonna
to start
force
visitations.
yes, they're supposed to start visitations, and they're forcing DHS to reunify because
Right.
they do not have a reunification plan with me whatsoever.
So that's what's important.
Yeah.
He, she, foster home, this and that. That's to me, that's irrelevant. What's important is that they set up the process so you can start doing visitation.
Durham, if you want to join us and talk with us, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So you can. It's right there. If you want to join us, while we wait for our other guest, Ashley, who knows where she is? She's probably surfing. But yeah, they're hoping that the reunification will lead to much more.
Well,
But
Durham just made a good point, and he says that the lawyer all they want to do is make money.
oh yeah,
So if
oh
you
yeah,
say to the lawyer, I don't think it's right that they refer to my daughter as he, she, he says, okay, hey, Vinny, I'll take care of that. Let me work on that. That's more money out of your pocket while he's working on that.
it's not out of my pocket. I don't pay
Well,
for them.
oh, okay. Well, it's more time spent.
I
He's
mean,
gonna make money because he's getting paid some way or another from
he's
somebody. So
he's gonna get paid no matter what because
right,
until
right.
until this is fully over with, he's still
Yes.
my attorney.
Yes, he is. But
Yep.
think about this. The objective is what's the objective, Vinny? I want my
To get my
daughter back.
kids back. Yep. Yep.
I want my daughter back. That's the bottom line. So again, the he, she, the foster home, all of that to me is irrelevant. What's relevant is they have him work hard on getting visitation, reunification together. That's what you want him to focus on.
There we go. We got Durham with us. Hey, Durham.
How you boys? You all right?
How we doing?
Hey,
All right.
Jaron, how are you?
Uh, I'm fine, thank you. I've got to agree. I think the most important thing is to get the child home. Don't prolong things, because basically things could go wrong. And if you're going to get your child home, that's the most important thing, and that's what you need to focus on. Nothing else.
Yes,
Lawyers might
yes.
lawyers will only take your case on and make it go further because it's an extra book in their pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's
That's
why
what
So
I'm
I think.
if
telling
I was
Vinny.
you, if I
Yeah,
was you, in my opinion, is get that child home.
yeah. Focus on that. Focus on that visitation thing. Get the attorney to go full swing and head on to get you that visitation going. That's what's important here.
But see, what I also find funny is that on the lower half of this, they state that the department denies the allegations and of support of failure to facilitate visitation. Now, I had my rights have been intact this entire time. They haven't taken my rights. So by rights, I was supposed to have visits when my wife got her visits. They have denied me that right from the get-go.
Right. I understand that. But your attorney
And
says
that's a
he's gonna make it so you
big
can get it
no-no.
back.
That's a big
No?
no-no.
No? No. I understand. They denied you. That's a big no-no. But your attorney's gonna get you the visitation, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to. Yep.
Well, that's what the focus is on, Vinny. Focus on that. Keep your brain on the pie in the sky, the visitation.
I'm hoping that he said they could sandbag it and they could change things that they want and so on and so forth. But I don't. He said if it comes down to that, then he's just gonna file the dismissal of this case.
Okay.
Hi Danielle, how are you tonight? Welcome back. Glad that you came in. Oh, I think we got Durham back. We lost him for a minute. Hold on, Durham.
Problems. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
Did they say why they stopped your visitation rights?
They would not allow me to have my visitations.
Did they give you a reason?
No.
So you need to know the reason. They can't just stop your visitation rights without a reason.
I don't think they started his visitation.
Nope.
I don't think
they
he ever
didn't.
had visitation.
Nope.
And they never give and no reason given.
No reason given. Just said that they weren't allowing me to have my visitations.
But you
And it
need to
wasn't
know.
even
You need to know what.
it wasn't even court ordered.
Well, if it's no court order, it doesn't stand. You should be seeing the child. It's the same in the UK. No court orders. No validation. So it's the judges that make the decisions. They write the court orders out. So you need to find out why you've never had visitation rights.
Yep.
That's your right. To know.
Yes, these how it's a violation of constitutional law.
It's a violation of human rights.
Yep. I'm good, Danielle. How are you tonight? How are things going? It's good to see that I actually got a couple people in here tonight. That's a plus. Would love to see a lot more, but you know.
Well, Vinny, you've only been on for 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah. I've been trying like heck to get my friend Crystal on the show, so she can explain a lot about her case and the things that she's gone through. But every time that I try to get her to come on, like that's when she's out doing things. So it's been hard for me to get her to come on the show.
Okay. But do you follow what Durham and I are saying? You got to keep an eye on the pie in the sky. And
I've got some serious connection problems. I do apologise, boys.
it's okay.
No, you're good.
Let's call my son.
What was you saying, Herbert?
Danielle said, I just called my son at the RTF where he is right now in Texas. And here lately, the phone will be off the hook a lot when it's time for her to call every night. That's messed up, Danielle. That really is messed up.
What is the RTF?
That's the foster parenting or wherever they have them.
Oh,
They have special names for them. Like here, they call them what are they? RPs. Resource parent is what they call them here.
What state is that in?
Maine. I'm in the same state as Darren is.
Mm-hmm.
Darren's like 40 minutes from me, roughly.
Durham, have you ever been to the States?
Hold on, we lost him again. Oh no, we got Darren with us.
What's up, boys?
What's
How
up,
you
Darren?
doing?
I'm doing all right. I just had a little scare, but I'm good.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's all right. Something was missing, but I found it.
I thought I had a scare this morning because I was getting ready to go for work this morning and we were pulling out of my road and here comes Cumberland County pulling up my road and I was like,
Oh no.
I hope they ain't for me. And I called my mom and she's like, no, they never came here.
Hey, Danielle, let's if you email me so we can get talking about getting you a show. I'll put the email address up here in the chat.
Oh wow. Hi, Carrie.
So what you talking about today, Vinny?
Well, we're going over this motion from the Attorney General, and you know, and Herbert and Durham had some really valid points with it. You know, I want to fight for my kids to get my children back, but I'm seeing a lot of discrepancies in this motion that they filed. They're saying that my daughter was never placed in a foster care, that she was placed with maternal cousin before she was in foster care. No, she was in foster care, had a crisis, was put in Acadia Hospital, then was placed in the maternal, so quote unquote, home. Then she was moved again. So she's been moved 4 times.
What is the argument there?
The
The
argument
argument,
there, the argument there is that they're saying she was never placed in a foster home, and she was.
and my position on this, Darren, is that Vinny wants to get his children or his daughter back.
Yeah.
So let's focus on that.
Yes.
Let's not
Because
focus on whether she was in a hospital, she was in a foster care, where she was. That's irrelevant to
this
let's
fight's
get
not
the
gonna
girl
do
back.
anything- right. This fight's not going to do anything about getting the kid back unless you're going to try to go for plagiarism or something like that, which is a tough get. Otherwise, like I preach all the time, don't stop going after these foster families, because that's not doing anything but taking your energy off of your case.
Right.
Because they're not going to give you your kid back just based on foster placement. So if you want to go up that alley, they're just diverting you from the truth. You know what I mean? Like that's really what
Well,
they're trying to do.
not only is it a diversion, but it's also going to take up time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just going to take his energy and his time and his space, and he's not going to get the fight that he really needs to have in there. But
They
however,
also refer to his daughter as he, she. And I said to Vinny, okay, they said he, she. They were wrong for saying that, but I said, leave it alone. Leave it as he, she, and let's get the daughter back.
Deal with that later.
it's still your daughter, period.
Yep.
They haven't terminated you yet, so that's still your child. You know, they're supposed to be notifying you for every medical appointment, well, see, I don't know how that works so much in this. They should be, at least the non-offending parent should be notified of all medical, everything, all of that stuff. But again, that's not stuff that's going to get you your kid back. Like Herbert's saying, let's focus on some of the things, their discrepancies that is going to get you your kids back, things that we can put a motion to dismiss and bang that on them, or something like that. Like, let's find those things opposed to the things that they're kind of lobbing at you, really, and trying to get you to focus on things that are irrelevant.
That's exactly what Carrie's saying. Carrie's saying, and they will claim that you're switching the focus, and that's what you're doing. You're switching the focus on, it's not a he, she, it's a she. Yeah, but we have down here he, she. Well, no, it's a she. Well, we're going to have to correct the paperwork. That's going to take another 30 days. We have to get that together and find out. And see, they'll be dragging you along, man.
And then you might have missed something that you should have been focusing on. Because there is a rule. Okay, there is a rule. I'll look it up. But what it states is that discrepancies, errors, and flaws by the department supersedes that of errors of the parent. So let's revamp our focus here and see what the department isn't doing that they're supposed to be doing, or they've not done in a timely manner, because then you can use that in court against them to say the department's not moving in a timely manner, or the department did this, which trumps this, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's the avenue that you're going to want to be down hustling in, is to find those discrepancies, because that is a rule and that is a statute that is in play. Is if the department has a bigger blunder than you, then theirs supersedes yours. So the hell with the AAG and what they're saying. Let's look and see what the department has done on your side of blunders that have broken their rules and statutes, like you preach all the time, and take your focus to that. Because
I just want to mention to Danielle, congratulations that you're at the last step. You have to get fingerprints done. And I do understand why your son is saying he wants to come home, even though he's 19 years old, because what age was he when he was taken?
Yeah, that'd
Danielle,
be
what
interesting to
age
know.
was he taken? I'm waiting for her to type it out.
It says right there, crazy thing is my son is 19 and he keeps saying to
I
them he
know
wants,
that's what
oh,
she
okay,
says, but
how old he was.
what age was he taken at?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's what I want to know. He's 19, but what age was he taken at?
Why? Yeah. Why is he still? Why is he not aged out? Where is she? Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia, he's in Texas.
Okay. When do they age out there? Or does he have a mental disability?
I don't know. I'm just waiting to hear the age because it just okay. I'll give you an example. Let's say the kid was taken away at 12 years old and he's been in the system until 19. I don't know why 19. I would think 18, but he still feels he wants to go home. It's just like if you're incarcerated, you know, you want to go home. You
Oh,
know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
I think every kid that's been taken from their family wants answers and they want to go home. Like they know
Yes.
a foster kid knows that there's something wrong. An adopted kid knows that they're not part of there, whether they remember it when they were a kid or when they're not. These kids are all treated differently and separately than their real family. They all want to go home. They all are trying to figure out what's going on with them. Like they it's not only are they removing them out of our lives and it's harmful to us and to them, but you got to remember, like these children are being raised as lost individuals. They don't know what the truth is. They don't know where they're supposed to be or what they're a part of. um it's it's just a crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, Darren, thanks for looking into our laws so you can see what you could do to help our guests.
Yeah, and you're Durham. You're more than welcome. We could give you a link every night if you want to chime in with us or whatever. You're more than welcome to join us.
Absolutely. Anytime, Durham. Especially if you can find certain laws and if you can find things that we don't find, that's even better. I mean, because you can get it out there, you can share that information, and they can't do anything to you because you're sharing another state, another
In
country's
other countries,
information.
right? Imagine if we did. Maybe we should do that one night a week. Maybe we take a night where we swap sides, and maybe we do a little research on our side for them, and then they do it on us, and
Yeah, yeah,
see what
that's a
they can
good
come up
idea.
with. Because that would cut off their gag orders. You know what I mean? So if let's say Durham said, "Hey guys, look into this, or this that we can talk about from this," then we could go and look that stuff up, and then we could report back with them.
Danielle
Uh,
says I have actual video visits from with my son in fear and bruises, and he was dumped jumped while on the visit with me one day. They took him
seven,
at 17.
yeah,
Okay,
asinine.
17, they took him at 17, 18, 19. So, like Darren said, that's why he wants to go home. He wants to come home.
And he's probably aged out too, because usually by the time they turn 18 to 19, they've aged out of the system.
Right,
That's correct.
unless he has is he a mental disorder or he's a handicapped for something?
Danielle, is he on the ADA list?
Mm-hmm.
I like that, Durham. I'm like a dog with a bone.
Oh yeah, and also my wife just said too is if they are still in school, also they will not
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
Uh, hey, I put up the CPS song on YouTube today. It's got its own video up, so everybody should check that out. You can get
Autistic.
the the CPS tune that we did. Um, that's up on its own track. I'm gonna try to
So
go
that
over.
she said he's autistic. That's why he hasn't aged
Yeah,
out.
Okay, and I see that the aunt took the son and gave the son away when she went down to pick him up. So they hid the son from her.
Yeah. You got a crazy situation, Danielle.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
Darren, that's very correct when you say that we need to get our get our children home, no matter what. So
Now,
all this little stuff you were talking about before, Vinny. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not denying what you're saying, but you don't let that block the view of the pie in the sky, which is to get your kid back.
now I don't know if you guys, Herbert. I know you saw kind of what I sent you, but I did find this today while digging, and I want to get this out there to all of you guys. At least here in Maine, this was what they said. CPS workers being driven by financial incentives rather than the child's best interests. CPS workers being aggressive in their pursuit of justice and telling lies to protect children. CPS workers not having enough information to proceed with a full investigation.
Yes,
And
that
that's
goes
here in
that
Maine.
goes hand in hand with stuff I sent you today. Did you see what I sent you about
Yep.
their caseloads?
Yep.
So that also explains why they're rushing things. They oversight on things. I mean, they're supposed to have like 7 or 8, clients working with, and they got 50 or 60.
So
And
maybe
then
they
the
And
should
then
slow
demand.
down. Maybe they should slow down on taking the children. I mean, did they ever think of that?
No, it's not the taking the children, Darren. It's that these cases are coming in and given to the workers to investigate. So they have to go out and investigate. So it's not
But
even taking the
immediately,
kids.
but immediately, what they're doing because they're overloaded, they're immediately just going ahead and going under the premise of imminent danger and removing these kids. That way, that they're not held responsible for the outcomes.
Yeah, I would go with that. I would go with that because they're being pressured. They're being pressured to get that case off your desk, get the next one on. So I could see where they would go, okay, I'm just going to take the kid and put him into a foster situation and move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening.
I
Um,
agree with that, Danielle, that these people are not they're tearing families apart and getting
They're
away
not
with
going
it.
to get
They
away with
really
it.
are.
Yeah. And
the other thing, Darren, is
yes,
is your statement about their bonuses and stuff. I did find some information that, to a degree, you're partially correct. And the bonuses of $6,000 and $7,000 I read goes to the caseworkers that are placing children with adoption,
yeah.
Yep.
not foster. So when they take them out and put them in foster, they don't get anything for that. That's just their
They get
salary.
adopted. They get adopted by the foster families, and that's what I had said about the main incentives for substance abuse kids. And this started when it's the where my child is where this bill was drafted from, and my daughter was a spectacle of the whole freaking thing, and it was done by Senator Bill Diamond, and he incentivized substance abuse families, so caseworkers also get this. Not only does the foster family get more money, but caseworkers get I think it was $400 a month if they adopt these kids for the
Yep.
till the child turns 18.
Yep.
If they're
Yeah,
considered from
they're getting money. Yeah, but so Darren, they're getting money with the word adoption. They're not getting
That's
money
one of them.
because
That's one of them. What, Herbert? You're missing the big picture here, man. This is the thing. They get the kids, they investigate them, they take them, they adopt them. It doesn't matter at what point they get that bonus. They're still getting incentivized to complete the package, if you will. They're still
Yep.
getting money to make sure that kid gets adopted when they should be getting money to ensure that this family is being reunified. It shouldn't be about the other way. It should be to put the family back together and keep the family together, like our friend says there on Fridays. I just had a wicked brain cramp there.
Gail.
Um, but yeah, like Gail says, she says the only thing that she knows is that they're trained to keep the kids in the family. And that's
Yes.
great because if that's
Yeah.
true, then we're not all sitting here fighting about why they're taking so many kids.
Yeah, I get that, but I just want to tell you, I researched that whole thing, and that they do get extra money if they could get the kid adopted,
Yeah.
but not
Yep.
taken out of the house to go into foster. That kid has to get adopted.
What you're missing is the foster adoption correlation. They call it foster until they adopt. Like that's just the same
Yeah,
thing.
but they're not going to get no money if because the kid may go to foster and then the kid ends up back with Vinny. You see?
But they're not doing that because they haven't. They're not following. In Maine,
Yeah,
they're not following reunification.
Right.
Okay. So Vinny's daughter being taken away is in foster care right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
Both of
Vinny's
them.
daughter is going to go back home, and probably in the next couple of months or a month or so, and
Right. Maybe.
that caseworker is not going to get any extra money because they were not able to get that kid adopted.
If that caseworker makes the decision not to let Vinny's kid come home, because it is the caseworker's discrepancy, if they decide to go for adoption because they want that bonus, that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
They're going to
And there's
try,
nothing you can do about it.
but see,
It's
we
no
got
crime,
to don't forget
it's
the
up to
courts.
caseworker.
But the court, no, it's the courts. You got to bring the judge back in. You guys keep throwing the judge.
The courts follow the discretion of the Department of Human Services. The courts follow, right? And you're listening to all this stuff we talk about, right? Like they all are hand in hand. You don't see kids getting reunification. I bet you we can sit here and run this program. It's going to be hell and high water before we can get 2 kids that have been reunified that watch this show or even anything. It's going to be
we're going to have one coming up soon because it's going to be Vinny's daughter. She's going home.
I hope so. I really do.
I hope so, but until this criminal side is done and over with, it could be a year.
And we know what they're going to do. We know exactly what they're going to do. He's not going to see his criminal side until they get through with the TPR. That's exactly what they do up here. I mean, shit, we didn't do a damn thing. I mean, in all reality, and we went through, we did everything we were supposed to. We had more than ample everything that we showed them. We have counseling certificates. We have ACE trauma class things. We have all of this stuff that she's not only should she have been home, she shouldn't even been gone in the first place.
I agree.
They still said at the end of the day, sorry, she's not coming home.
I agree.
Because you know what the caseworker had? She had a brand new car at the end of this freaking case. And I'll tell you that for a fact, because she weren't driving around in a little Fiat anymore. She had a brand new, nice black something that it was at least $40,000 now. And then I went and looked up, and then I look in the main checkbook, and there's $360 a week reimbursement for gas mileage.
Yes,
every week, $360. Well, that's funny because she doesn't drive the same amount of time every week in the same distance.
No.
So then that tells you there.
Yeah,
So
Vinny, while Darren's talking, please look at the text I sent you about Maine, about the corruption in Maine. Look at the text I've sent you and read it to us on the air.
Hold on.
Look at your phone, look at the text, and you'll see how corrupt Maine is because I checked it out. And look at all the avenues and all the areas.
I'm not seeing it now, Herbert.
Yes. Yeah, you have it there because I sent it to you.
Probably took it away too, dude. That's what they do. That's not even BS.
Yeah, no. See, I don't have it, Herbert. I just have when I sent you the link.
No, look at text. Look at text.
That is the text. That's all I see right there.
You didn't get any text from me?
No. My phone doesn't work when I'm at work. I don't get anything.
Okay. I'm gonna go off and come back on. I'm gonna read it to you.
You can do that, and I'll read this thing that I found today too, because I think it's important for everyone to see this or to hear it. It says State Senate Craig Hickam, who served as the committee chair and was asked to step in to investigate the office. We were the only committee in the state government that has the authority to subpoena records to put people under oath, Hickam said. Hickam said that the committee was flooded with testimonies from caseworkers uncovering problems that have been worsening for years during its 2-year investigation into DHHS child welfare system, which broke a dam, he explained, uncovering problems that have been worsening for years. And that's right here in Maine. And it's still happening. This is
This has
is
been going
as
on for
of
20 something years, man. Something like that.
and
Ridiculous.
yeah, and this is as of January 24th. This was an updated thing for 2024.
I'm gonna do you one better than this. Check this out, Vinny. What I'm gonna do here. You know, me and you should do a main show once a week.
Yeah, yep.
I'm looking for this letter.
You contacted the senators and commissions of civil rights. Yeah, I did too, Danielle. I even contacted their ombudsmen, and you know what? Them people are useless as tits on a bull. They don't care to help families. They really don't. I'm sorry to tell you guys that, but the ombudsmen do not. Their committees do not care. They'll tell you, oh, well, we can't open your case for review, or there's not enough
Yeah,
information for us to start a case.
yeah.
And I called them like 5 different times.
Let me see. Office. Where is this? Main info.
Oh yeah, they definitely offer bonuses and incentives for them to get a job there. The reason I know this Durham is because uh our worker currently makes $84,000 a year, and she just graduated college and was just assigned to our case this year. So that's how new she is, and she's making $84,000. There's something wrong with that picture. Hell, I don't even make $84,000 a year.
Well, you don't. Well, you work enough that you should.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be getting a raise, and there's talk about me maybe becoming an assistant manager now. So there is
Good
that.
for you, man. Good, Vinny.
Yeah.
Good for
I'm
you, bud.
actually I'm training a girl to run overnights. She started today, so I have to train her the rest of the week. But once she's fully trained, she's going to be taking over the overnights.
Wow, that's gonna be cool. Is that gonna affect your
No,
show?
no. I'm supposed to be. My shifts are actually supposed to be 11 to 7, but I worked 11 to 8 tonight because they asked me to stay an extra hour.
They must love you over there, man.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh, Herbert, I think we got Herbert back. All right, Herbert.
Okay. Now, is Darren still there?
Yep.
Darren, I sent it to your phone. Open it up and read it.
All right, hold on a minute.
I couldn't believe how bad Maine was. I just couldn't believe it.
Well, you should listen when we say this stuff, man. We won't
No,
lie.
no, I listen.
Here's what I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell everybody this right now. Anything that comes out of my mouth that I say on this show, I've researched, and then I've researched again, and then I've researched again, because I don't want to put any information out there that is wrong, that makes me look like a fool, because we have enough clowns in this movement trying to make a name for themselves, or trying to steal people's money, or trying to do this. I don't want anybody that comes to our platform, to our place, to even second guess any of the things that we put out there, because we don't need to be one of those clowns. We don't want to be one of those dirty people. We don't want to be involved in any of that stuff. Everything that we say has to be precise and accurate when we report it, because
Yeah,
we deserve.
Darren,
Everybody
I get that. What I'm saying to you is what you've been saying is true, but it's worse. It's even worse than you think. Look at the stuff I sent you.
Yeah. All right. So it says
There's stuff on there you never even talked. There's stuff on there you never even talked about.
Right. It says when Maine Governor LePage appeared at the impromptu press conference bearing a Christmas tree and a miniature rubber pig in marked Turning Point, LePage had decorated the tree with photos of lawmakers whom he said negotiated the state's 2-year budget in secret and then filled it with piggy projects. While no one was looking, he squeaked his rubber pig of dramatic effect. In fact, the controversial governor had a point. Republican and Democratic lawmakers alike had indeed held last minute negotiations on spending behind closed doors, flouting the spirit and possibly the letter of the state's open meetings law. But there were plenty of accusations to go around. Just a few weeks later, protests rocked Maine's sleepy capital of Augusta when House Speaker Mark Eves, a Democrat and political adversary of the governor, alleged that LePage, a Republican, had threatened to withhold taxpayer dollars from a charter school that had hired Eves as the president. A legislative probe and calls for LePage's ouster ensued. Eves has filed lawsuits in state and federal courts. The year's frenetic events mark a turn towards increasingly incendiary, winner-take-all politics in a state once renowned for moderation and civility. But the historians also underscore a more insidious problem: Maine's weak accountability and transparency laws that aren't keeping up with the frenetic new pace of politics here, and lawmakers are doing little to change course. The dynamic has earned Maine an F and a numerical score of 59, placing it tied for 43rd amongst the states. 2015 State Integrity Investigation, an assessment of state government accountability and transparency conducted by the Center of Public Integrity and Global Integrity. The state also received an F, scoring 56 for a rank 46 among the states. The two scores are not directly comparable. However, due to changes made to improve and update the project and methodology, such as eliminating the category for redistricting, a process that generally occurs only once every 10 years. Trust not to verify. Maine's part-time citizen legislatures made from small towns in New England have always prided themselves on working together. Trust is the mantra here, not verify. A state of affairs that might not have satisfied Ronald Reagan. Management of the state's $12.7 billion pension fund, for example, ranks 41st nationally in transparency. According to the State Integrity Investigation, it operates with a few anti-corruption checks and balances. Oversight of the state's elections is open to political interference. The judicial and executive branches police themselves, and the Human Rights Commission is woefully understaffed, sometimes leaving whistleblowers in the lurch. These vulnerabilities, remnants of an era where conciliatory politicians dominated Augusta's politics, are mirrored throughout the state government. Everybody knows everybody here, said Ann Luther of the Maine League of Women Voters. When we talk about clamping down on this stuff, it's not just some distant other, it's people we know. That makes it hard. Transparency was an early casualty of partisan warfare. In his first term, LePage, elected in 2010, expressed concerns that the state's Open Record Act was being abused by political adversaries on fishing expeditions. Initially, LePage's frustrations was directed at the Portland Press Herald, until recently owned by billionaire financier Donald Sussman, who was then married to U.S. Representative Shelley Pingree. But growing antagonism and mutual distrust has led many reporters to lean more heavily on the state's Freedom of Access Act. As the process unfolded, the law's loopholes, once considered minor, started to seem more glaring. For example, official in Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in the process of responding to a request from the Sun Journal, destroyed documents describing the state's decision-making process on millions of dollars in grants. Yet Maine's Open Records Act was too vague on the question of whether the drafts are public records or to press charges. According to the deputy district attorney, people just assumed government was doing the right thing until they found out that they weren't, said Judy Meyer, vice president of the Maine Freedom Act Coalition. It is terrible that it happened, but the good people sat up and paid attention. But the law still lacks teeth, she said. Legislation gives public servants free rein to determine reasonable response times to requests. Predictability, controversial inquiries sometimes face long delays. What's the punishment if you don't comply? There's no recourse. The legislature continues to believe we can all get along and make this work through relationship building, she said.
Darren, can you jump down to the report card? Go down, all the way down to the report card. You'll see the F's and the D's and the C's.
Oh, that's at the top here. Okay.
That's what I wanted you to focus on.
Well, public
Look at
access
the
to
different
information.
divisions, and look what the scores they got.
Political financing, D. Electoral oversight, F. Executable accountability, F. Legislative accountability, D. Judicial accountability, F. State budget process, C. State civil service management, F. Procurement, F. Internal auditing, C+. Lobbying disclosure, C-. Ethics enforcement agencies, F. State pension fund management, F.
That's what I wanted you to look at. That's why I said,
So they failed in a lot of.
oh yeah, they don't even have any A's or B's.
But where's the
Darren, you have things you have said to us is very true, but I found out things that's worse than even things you're telling us.
Okay.
It's like no A's or B's. Everything is the highest is a C.
That's because of who they got in the office up here for a governor.
Yeah. It's C's and F's and D's and F's and F's and D's. I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I sent you some other stuff, Vinny, you didn't get. When I said, is Maine a safe place to live? Yes, it is. it's one of the safest places to live in the United States.
Right.
Yeah, so, it really is. Yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah, it's listed. I mean, I sent that to you, Vinny. I have to send Darren.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So we're the safest place to live, yet we have the highest number of abuse and neglect in the country.
Yes. Yes, isn't that wild?
Yeah, that is very wild.
Yeah, it's the safest place to live. You have the most neglect and abuse, and in addition to all of that, all the scores are very low. The report card is all C's and D's and F's.
No, it's all C's and 1 D and the rest F's out of how many? 3,
all F's,
6,
right.
9, 12, 13 topics. There's 3 C's, 1 D, and so nine of those categories are F's.
Yes.
So can someone resend me that part, because I want to send that to.
I'll send it to you again. I sent it to you the first time, Vinny.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were going to discuss that on your show tonight.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it. It didn't even show it. Like, when I'm at work, because of where I am in Wyndham, it's like a dead zone.
I know, but I would think that the way cell phones work is once you get to a place where you get the Wi-Fi, it picks it up and drops it in your phone.
Not automatically, it won't. No.
So then it's on its way.
It might be. I don't know. I may power up my phone and it could be there in the morning, but right now I'm not.
Why? Because what I did was I went to my text where I sent it to you, then I resent it to Darren. From you, see, in other words, I don't have to go research it again. All I have to do is go into your name and look at what I sent you, and there it was. And then I just resent it to Darren.
So all you got to do is when we're done with the show, just resend it. That way I know I get it.
I'll resend everything to you. I'll resend it all to you. There was a whole lot of stuff I sent you. But Darren, thank you very much for reading that. And it confirms everything you've been saying and some.
Actually, it's straight talk, Gary. Even worse.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, Darren, when you started reading it, I had no clue what the hell you were reading. Because see, I went right to the report card. I went immediately to the report card.
Right.
That was the focus of that whole thing, to go to a report card to see how Maine sits up. And I compare it to some other states. Maine is really bad, but yet it's a beautiful place to live.
It's a better place to vacation, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's why we have lots of vacationers here in the summertime.
Yeah. You probably have a lot of snowbirds, people, what do you call it? Season homes. Right?
Yep, yeah, we do. We have seasonals. Matter of fact, to rent a seasonal up here, at least where I am on the lake, it will cost you anywhere from $2,500 a night to $4,000 a week.
Wow. I believe that. Carrie, you're right. It's probably a T-Mobile thing.
That's fine.
But I agree with what Durham said. So basically, the more children they take, the more money they make. That's absolutely true in the state of Maine.
Well, okay. I can't speak for Maine because I only did a Google search on this. And they're basically giving me an overall idea that they make the money off of adoptions. Now in Maine, they make money. They may be making money every time they take a child just for foster care.
Well, they're not only making money then, they're also, they're the ones paying. The state is paying these foster parents the money and giving them the food stamps.
Well,
And
well. See, that's a different thing, Vinny. See, I'm talking about the caseworkers right now. See, the foster care, that's a whole different, that's okay. If you want to go there, let's go there. So the foster people make a whole lot of money because they could to try to justify why they need extra money for this and extra money for that because of the disability of the child or whatever. So the foster parent can make a whole lot of money.
and
But
it's a
I was
tax
talking,
and
that's the
they write
foster
it
parents.
right,
Yeah,
and they write it off as
yes.
free text.
Yes, yes. That's the foster parents. But I was referring to the caseworkers. See, not the foster parents. I'm talking about the caseworkers who are taking the children out.
They still make money. I mean, for my caseworker who just started this past year to be making $84,000, there's something wrong with that picture.
No, it's not. Because if we could get that caseworker, check out how much overtime they have to make. I looked into that too. They make a hell of a lot of overtime. Some of those caseworkers are burnt out. They quit. They don't even get 5 years in, and they have to quit because of the caseloads. The caseloads are so much.
She had just taken over our case, not even 2 weeks into taking over our case. She's already out of the office for what? Till the 19th.
Why is she out of the office?
They didn't say.
Oh yeah, she's burnt. She had to take time. Let me tell you, they load them up. I've been reading material about it, and they load them up with a lot of work. So just think at the restaurant where you're working, and they say you work a 9 to 5, and you said you work from 11 to 8 or whatever time you work to. Okay, imagine, just imagine after that time you're tired, they say, well, Vinny, we need you to work longer.
There you have it right there. Look what Carrie just said. She said, my household total income is less than $1,700 a month, and we can't even get food stamps, not even with Colton's disability. And that's messed up because disability, you're supposed to be able to get food stamps.
Right.
So then what Carrie's saying demystifies what I'm saying. I'm saying that Carrie should be able to get a lot more money because of her situation, and she's not getting it.
Right.
But
So therefore, foster parents are really not getting that much money.
they get away. The family should be getting that money for reunification and to help them solve their problems. That's the whole thing here, man.
No, but Carrie just said that she's only getting but so much money.
Because she's not a foster family.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. She's the mother. She's the biological mother. But the foster parents are making a hell of a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me this. Here, the caseworkers are getting a bonus. The foster families are going to get a bonus. Would they promote reunification where neither party gets a damn thing and they just walk away and get their regular pay? Or they press for adoption. Foster family goes with their altering of the reunification plan. By this, I mean they make sure that it's difficult for the visits to happen on time. They report to the GAL and say that there's problems every time that they visit. The child is different for days. It's breaking up their patterns. There's all of these things that they will do to inhibit so the kids aren't going to reunify, and so that they're painting a picture to the GAL that the child's best interest is to stay with this family because the family is whacked. The kids all out of sorts once they leave the visits. They don't cry. They don't ask for their mother. They call them family mommy and daddy now. They do all of this stuff to ensure that that kid is going to be adopted. So by the time they go to court, they go in there, it's all written out in their 300-page report The GAL has 5 reports written out for them. And all of this because they're going by what the family that has your child is. And you know what? They're going to get a bonus at the end of this too. So you know what
Yes.
they're going to say? They're going to
They're
say
gonna-
no to reunification. Let's adopt this kid and we'll keep this
Right.
kid. We'll get more money.
Well, they're going to get more money because they got the child adopted.
Yes.
They got the child adopted out, so therefore, caseworker is going to get a bonus.
Right, which
Yeah,
they've done
that's
in
what
my
I'm saying.
case because, you know, I was buying my daughter dresses and I was buying her, you know, stuff to do arts and crafts with her mother during visitations, and her mother was buying her stuff too. And they turned around and told us no more.
Yep. Yeah. They work for the state now. They can't accept your gifts. They don't get any more money from you.
So we're not allowed to buy our daughters nothing.
Nope. And I'll bet you that turned into now that you're trying to bribe your child or you're trying to get your
Oh,
child
yeah.
to come on your
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Whereas before it was fine and it was a necessity and all of this type of stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nasty trick, man. And this is what they do. See? So
And
now
they
you're
get
getting
away
the
with
side.
doing it.
No one is ever going to come out, Herbert, and say, I got a bonus. We're getting this kid gone. I stole this kid. I get a bonus.
No, I think so. I think when I get the caseworkers, they will be honestly telling us the truth.
But I don't think that they realize it, half of them. That what
You,
they're
you
doing.
say you don't think they realize they're getting the money?
I don't think they realize that they're getting, maybe they don't even realize that they're getting bonuses.
Of course they would realize it. They can see
Then how
an
do you
increase in
argue
the pay.
that they're not getting paid bonuses? How do you argue with us about this all the time?
I said to you, they will realize that they're getting bonuses. And they will tell us that, yes,
Okay.
when we do adoption, we get bonuses.
Okay, but maybe they're not thinking of it like they're stealing kids, right?
No. They're not, they may not be thinking from the term of using the word stealing kids. They look at it as when we get a child that's adopted out, then we get a bonus.
Well, now why would you have to think like that when your whole main goal, like Gail says, is reunification?
Yep.
Reunification in many cases, yes. There's some cases you can't reunify. Gail's
But we're not
case, there was
talking
no
about
such
some
thing.
cases right now. We're talking about the majority of them. If you know that your job states you get a bonus for adopting or you get nothing for reunifying, which thing are you going to more likely be working towards?
Reunification.
Come on, Herbert.
That's a good one. What
You
Carrie
said-
just said.
What'd she
Herbert
say?
is going to put his uniform on and keep things honest. You're damn right. I'm gonna keep it honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. And the people that I get on from CPS, because I'm gonna interview them first. And if I feel they're jerking me around, they're not coming on the show. But if they're straight up and honest, I will bring them on the show.
How are you going to know that they're straight up and honest?
Because you guys taught me so much stuff. I know what you guys have taught me so much that I know what kind of questions to ask.
I want you to look up a guy. His name is Carlos. Oh shit, what's his last name? I'm gonna give you a little homework, Herbert.
Santana?
Yes, he plays a mean guitar. I'll tell you right now what his last name is. He was like the original whistleblower for all of this. He's the one that really got a lot out. You know, when they started talking about this stuff. He is a caseworker, and I've tried to get in touch with him many times. But he costs money now to come on to your stuff.
Then I can't get them. I mean, see, the people I'm going to get are not going to cost us anything.
I want you to watch him and listen to his Carlos Morales is his name.
Okay.
And I want
So,
I'll give you a link to the one. You can actually subscribe to his channel too. But
why don't you send me that? Text that to me, Carlos Morales, and text me his link. I'm going to get a real live, bona fide, currently working caseworker that I'll interview to make sure they're not jerking me around. And if I feel they're real, I'll bring them on the show.
You tell them how they go to college to learn how to lie.
You
Right,
just gotta
you know
watch.
that.
You gotta.
Herbert, you go to, wait a minute, hold on. You're a cop. Do you lie to people to get them to tell the truth?
You're damn right.
Okay, caseworkers do the same shit you do.
Yeah,
So how is that right?
that's wrong, but it's right. It's wrong, but it's right. What I'm trying to say, it's
Oh.
wrong. No, listen.
What does the Bible say about lying?
No. It's
What does the Bible say
therapeutic.
about lying?
No, okay, in a sense, it's like a therapeutic thing. But
No.
let me try to explain it to you. If I'm trying to get the truth out of somebody and they're jerking me around,
You can't
but
get
I'll
the
tell
truth
them
by
some.
telling lies. You can't get the truth by telling lies.
Oh yeah, you can.
That's called coercion.
If I have Bubba in one room and then I got Leroy in the other room, and I tell Bubba, well, look, Leroy told me you only came along to drive the car.
So you're
That's
a liar.
all. You did.
Why should we
You
trust
didn't.
you anyway then? You're a liar.
No. Stay with me. Stay with me for a second. So Leroy told me you were driving the car when you went to the 7-Eleven store. You never got out of the car. You never confronted the person that got shot in the store. Okay? So you were not the person that did it. But I understand that Leroy did. Am I correct? Yeah. Leroy did it. I didn't do it. Boom. I lied, but I got the truth that Leroy kept saying he didn't do it. But Bubba tells me Leroy did it.
Two wrongs don't make a right, Herbert.
I got Bubba to confess on Leroy.
But you're doing the same shit Bubba was doing. You just
This is because somebody got shot
got a
dead.
badge and a gun.
Somebody got shot dead. Somebody got shot dead,
Yeah.
and we got to find out who shot the person.
Someone's going to jail because
And both
you lied.
Leroy and Bubba are both saying they had nothing to do with it.
How do you know who's telling the truth now? You've been lying. They've been lying. Where's the
Because
truth?
we caught them, we got a description. We know they were in there. They're both saying they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. But once we throw things around and we dance it around, all of a sudden, and then we cut a deal. Okay, look, you already got some time on you. You want some more time? Tell me the truth. What's going on? And based on that information, we do the research to find out if they are telling the truth. And it turns out, yeah, boom, we got it. The bottom line is we are allowed to lie to get to do an interrogation to get the truth.
I'm going to tell you, a caseworker. So the dirty caseworker that's not going to tell you any information is going to sit there and lie to you.
Oh no. I know how I'm going to speak to the caseworker to get information, and it's based on you guys. Based on, but you understand something.
They take the same.
But I don't think you follow. I'm learning from you guys things.
I don't think you like the answers.
And from the things that you guys have shared with me, I know what kind of questions to ask to see if they're giving me valid information.
Oh, like when CeeLo, are you Melissa? Nope, I'm not. Oh, there you go, Darren. So you're wrong. That's not a valid question. The caseworker is not going to tell you the truth about receiving bonuses. One, because they either going to think that they're not doing anything wrong by doing that. That's their mentality. Or two, it's their little secret clan, and they're still not going to say anything about it.
How about I don't use the word bonuses? Do you receive any extra funds or any kudos if you place somebody in adoption? I don't use the word bonus.
And if they're honest people, they're going to say yes because the newspaper says it too. So what is that?
Well, there you go. So there you go. So we got an honest thing. Give me something else. Give me something else that we want to. Give me another question. If we had a caseworker on the line right now, that we would ask the caseworker. Give me a question.
Is your goal adoption or reunification?
The answer probably be the goal is to reunify. Then the next question that bounce off of that is, then how come there's not a lot of unifications? How come the parents don't get the kids back? And
How come the bonus isn't given for reunification if that's the goal? You don't give
no,
losers
stay with
right?
the reunification. How come
Right,
I don't
that's what-
hear that a lot of kids are going back to their parents?
Mhm.
See, why is that? Then the caseworker is going to explain to me why. He'll break down cases to me. Well, we can't give it back to the parent because the parent is an alcoholic, or the parent is a drug addict, or this and that and that and this. They'll give me answers.
But
There's
you didn't have to
reasons.
lie. There was no lying.
I didn't lie. I asked a straight question. I asked
know.
a straight question,
That's
and they
why I'm
gave me
trying
a
to
straight
say
answer.
You don't have to lie about it.
Who
The
said
truth is
anything
the
about lying? Darren, I never said anything about lying. I'm asking straight questions.
Mhm.
And it's based on what I hear from you guys on the show.
Mhm.
You're good, Danielle.
And therefore, I can determine whether this is a person we want to bring on. Are they jerking me around, blowing smoke? Or, yeah, this sounds like an honest person that will give us honest answers.
Mhm. And that's good.
That's why I said there's no need to lie. Lie for what? I want to see if they're lying. It's not me. I want to find out if they're going to give me lies to questions I'm asking based on
You
information.
just asked a bunch of straightforward, non-lying questions to get the answer or seek the answer. So why do you have to lie when you're questioning as a cop? Same reason as
Okay,
why.
again.
Hold on.
Okay, now you're
Guys,
confusing things.
Guys, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is your tactics that you use as a police officer is the same thing that CPS workers go to school for and are trained for to do. They're trained to lie. They're trained to try to do all these ulterior things to make you slip up and do this or do that. So you're all feeding from the same brow. So
Good. So but wait. That you just let's make that into a question. I'll ask the CPS worker, do you guys use tactical lies to get information from the parents or from the children? That's a straight question. Yeah. And they'll probably say yes. So I'll ask them a straight question like that.
Mhm.
I don't have to lie to them. I'm asking them questions.
That's what I was saying. That's what I've been saying to you. You don't.
But that's what I would do. I would just ask.
We don't want to be those people.
As Carrie just said, I'll put it up here. The tactic is trying to out hustle the hustler.
Yes. I'll hustle the hustler.
And you know how you do that? With the truth, man. The truth will set you free, always.
Yeah.
Don't be one of them.
Yeah. Like Judge Judy says, if you don't lie, you don't have to remember.
Exactly. That's Abraham Lincoln is the one that came up with that, by the way.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
So the bottom line is I will interview caseworkers once they come around the corner and just ask them questions. And that will be one of the questions.
Well,
You guys use...
Where are all the caseworkers? How are there not caseworkers flooding out defending the decisions and the actions of these departments? Because we're not the only show that does this. I mean, I looked today on YouTube, there's like 687 CPS channels or something like that, which is a minimal number. Look at the people on TikTok. Where are the caseworkers coming out by volume saying, hey, defend us. We're going to defend this system because we're not, what they're portraying us as is wrong. Where are they? Because wouldn't you... When they bitch about the police officers, aren't you enraged? And you're like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to tell these motherfuckers what's going on.
Okay. Now, listen. Let me give you an answer. Let me address that issue that you're saying. I did, and by the way, your viewers that are listening, if you go into Facebook, there's a whole what do you call it? What do you call those things on Facebook? You could join. You could join a club or whatever.
Herbert,
a group. One. Yeah.
We have a group.
What are you talking about?
We have a group on Facebook.
What group?
We have 4 groups for CPS just in Maine.
What am I going to say?
UCFF, United Coalition of Family Fighters. It's broken off of my Facebook.
What are you talking about? Why are you telling me this? Wait a minute. This is my story. Why are you telling me this? Listen carefully.
Because you're trying to explain about groups, and I'm telling you that we have one.
Okay. Congratulations. You have a group. Now listen to me.
I'm glad
Now
you
listen
paid
to me.
attention to our show that much that you knew that we had a group.
Yes, but we're not talking about your group. You're not listening to my story.
Everybody what a group was. Everybody knows what a group is.
No. I'm trying to tell myself what the hell it is on Facebook. And Vinny gave me the answer. He says it's called a group. So with that, I said yes. So I went on Facebook and I found a group of case workers. I'm going to join the group. There's a whole group of CPS case workers. There's a whole group on Facebook. I'm joining that group. That was my whole thing about trying to get the word group out was I couldn't remember what it's called. And Vinny gave me the name. He says it's called a group. Then I was going to go on to say I found a group on Facebook that's a group of people that are all caseworkers around the United States.
Yeah, because that's how they watch everyone's Facebooks.
And whether they do that, that's here nor there. The bottom line is they have a connection with each other. They communicate with each other. I want to get involved with that communication.
And when it asks you what's your purpose of being in this group, or it says, are you a person that is, are you a caseworker? To be in this group, you have to be a caseworker. Or if it says, are you a person that disagrees with this? Because there'll be a list of questions that ask you when you go into the group. What are you going to say?
I'm going to answer the questions affirmatively in order to get into the group.
Okay.
Whatever answer makes me, that's right. Whatever answer gets me into that group, I'm going to be in that group. And when I get in that group, I'm going to meet people. Once I meet people, we're going to do, what do you call it, Vinny? Individual texting or whatever? What do you call it, Vinny? I'm going to do emails or whatever. Huh?
Messaging?
Yeah, messaging. I'm going to do messaging back and forth, and then I'm going to rile one or two of them up and explain to them why I'm in the group and get them to come on your show.
So
but
you're going to be dishonest
they
with
also
them?
might look at you at a different angle, though, Herbert, because for one, these caseworkers do monitor everything that is going on Facebook. I got physical proof from my attorney showing me posts that I posted on my Facebook that they took screenshots of. Okay. Yep. These people violate your right to freedom of press and freedom of speech and do not give one shit.
Right. And they'll tell us, the person that I get will tell us everything you just said, Vinny.
They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you they do that. Because
get the right person.
They know it's a violation of the
I will get the right person that's going to talk to me.
They're not going to be honest with you, Herbert. I hate to tell you that.
This is Herbert you're talking to.
So when you tell some person that you've been lying to them the whole time, please come on my show and be honest with us. That's going to work?
Yep, because they're going to come on under a different name. They're not going to show their face, and they're going to tell us the bottom line.
Okay. Well, okay, that's one of how many caseworkers? There's more caseworkers than IRS. Where are the rest of them that should be coming out and saying, hey, guys, you have it all wrong?
No. Your caseworkers are not coming out of woodwork and telling you guys a damn thing. My thing is Herbert is going to talk to these caseworkers.
So
listen, I'm the guy that walks around.
Hey, do it. You're going to lie.
So I lied. So what? What the fuck? What the hell? Listen, let me ask you a question.
That's the whole argument is caseworkers lie, Herbert.
Yeah, but the thing is, the bottom line is we're going to get them to say they lie. And they're going to tell us why they lie.
It's not going to be honest because they're going to think that you're somebody else.
Yep.
No, they're going to know who I am.
They're not going to tell you the truth.
I'll give them my dossier. They can look me up and see who I am.
All right. Get them. That's fine.
I don't know why you're fighting me on something I'm trying to do. You see what it is, Darren. I tell you.
Go by. I have a
Darren.
I don't want to.
You know what it is? I know what it is.
I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to tell misinformation. I don't want to be anywhere near dirty so that when people watch our show, that they cannot determine whether we're telling the truth or not.
Not you or me. It's a guest that's going to come on the show. It's a guest. It's not you, me, or Vinny. It's a guest coming on. We have guests coming on. They could be lying to us all the time. I don't know.
Right, but we're not lying to them.
No, we're not. And now we're not going to be lying to them. We're not going to be lying to them. It's going to be a guest that we'll bring on that will give us
And
information.
what I'm saying is how are you? Whatever. If you get it done, you get it done.
Yeah. See what it is, Darren. I understand what it is because of your personality. If you can't see how you could do it, you can't see how somebody else could do it. That's your personality.
It's not a problem that says, "Hey, listen, I'm Herbert. I work on the show that's anti-CPS. Why don't you let me in your group so I can learn about you guys?"
You see, again.
That's telling the truth.
No. Darren, you have a personality that if you can't see doing it, you can't see somebody else doing it.
Herbert,
okay.
You go look at my Quora. Go look at my Quora. My Quora has questions over and over and over asking caseworkers to come on the show. I've done this, buddy. I've known about the internet.
What you gotta do, is
all day long, man.
You gotta massage.
Inventing the wheel.
You gotta massage the person's brain. You gotta work with the person.
The fucking truth.
You got.
If you don't tell the truth, you're just like them.
You're gonna have a heart attack. Listen, Darren. Listen. Do you want me to get a caseworker or not? I can stop right now and say, "Fuck it, I don't get a caseworker." Do you want me to get a caseworker, or do you want to interrogate me on how I'm going to get the caseworker?
I'm doing the same thing you do to me every night.
You better believe it. Now listen, do you want me to get a caseworker or not?
I better believe it.
Okay, so I tell you what. Why don't we cut the conversation? Good, leave it like that. Now, when the caseworker is going to come, I don't know when I'm going to get them. I got to work on it. But I'm just saying I'm going to get a caseworker because that's what we need. We need a caseworker. We need an attorney too. But my concern about attorney is that he or she is going to be talking to us because they want our business. And we really want to talk to a caseworker. Another thing, another level, Vinny, another level of person I would love to get, and I'm going to work on that too, a judge.
Mm-hmm.
I got judges living in my neighborhood. I'm going to find a judge. And if I can find a judge that will be willing to come on and talk to, even if it's not their field, CPS, but they know about it, at least they could give us a little, flavor of how they make judgments. I really believe at this level, at this stage of the game, we need to get CPS. We need to get a judge. We need to get people who are doing this stuff to our children. We need to get them on to tell us why.
100%.
Yeah. Why do you do this? Why aren't you trying to unify? Why are you taking the kids out of the house? Give us examples of when you would take a child out of the house.
That's exactly what we need.
That's what I want to work on. So then,
then you need to work on that and get back with us when you have when you have an actual caseworker or an actual judge.
There you go.
Don't do guardian ad litems because they straight up lie bullshit out of their mouths all day.
Let me do what I can to get the right caseworker that will give us the right information. Now, try to get a cop to come on your show. That ain't gonna happen.
I could have one Monday night on the show with us.
Put him on. Do it.
I will. No.
Kerry,
Monday night.
Kerry, I have to agree with you. We have taught ourselves how to use our Google. That is for certain because that's what I did to myself.
Mm-hmm. And then here's the thing about Google, though. You can't just take the first thing that you get from Google and use that as fact. You got to take that Google article, cross-reference it with something else, just to make sure that you're reporting it right.
What are you talking about?
We're talking. What Kerry put. We are Google and YouTube self-learn, motivated, knowledge, hungry team of people with hearts. We don't need any lawyers.
That's funny. That's really funny.
And then Danielle said that they suck. GALs are not good. And she's right. GALs are not good. Some of the GALs are assistant attorney generals themselves.
Yeah.
as well as attorneys.
GALs, that's a whole
You see-
different. That's a whole different topic, man. That's those people are evil machines.
I think next week's show is going to be based on GALs because I got some reports, man, that would blow a lot of people out of the water if they heard the shit that this GAL has said.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
You see, you got Herbert on the show because I'm a different type of cop. I supervise the department of cops. I fired cops.
Hmm.
Okay? So I'm on a whole different level. So that's why I hang in there with you guys. But you get your average cop to come on and talk to you, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, right. I don't see us doing that, Durham. I don't think Trump would get on here with us.
I bet we could get Trump on here.
Maybe. I mean, it might be possible.
Yeah, he's got a campaign. He's definitely gonna come on.
To
Listen,
reach
any
people?
politician,
Oh, yeah.
any
Yeah, he
politician,
wants to reach
any
people.
politician that doesn't try to corral this group and this movement. All one of these politicians have to do is say that they're going to go out there and they're going to crush child protective services and make them be accountable for their actions that they've committed, and they will make sure that going forward that they are accountable, and they would be elected in there as long as there was no voter fraud and all that crap that's going to take place. But that would be it. They would have the backing of 100 million people easy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Wait. Danielle says I have a gal. Danielle, what do you mean by a gal? You have a CPS worker?
No,
Guardian ad
gal,
litem.
guardian ad litem.
Oh.
I'm one too.
Okay.
So Danielle's saying she could get us a gal to come in on the show.
Yeah, but that's guardian ad litem. That's what Brittany said.
Mm-hmm. But that's still someone that's working in there. I would welcome one all the time. Get them in here. Let's question them. Let's find out what they got and what they're about.
Okay.
But you just focus on getting a CPS worker.
I'm working with
You know what? You know what? Watch this. I'm going to pull this up for you. This is my.
I'm working with Gail. I'm working with Gail right now to try to get the CPS worker. I'm gonna get on that group on Facebook and to befriend people, and I'm gonna search to try to get a worker. I mean, Vinny, you know my style. You saw me in the grocery store.
Yep.
Who does that? Vinny, think about it. Who does that? No, Vinny, who does that?
Not
In the
many
grocery
people.
store, okay, talking to total strangers and putting them on your show.
Yeah, not many people do that. No.
That's right, because I think outside the box. I have a whole different kind of personality. The very things that you guys would be afraid to do, I do. The things that you be like, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm embarrassed. Fuck embarrassed. I just do it. The very thing that you say, well, maybe I should ask permission to do this and do that. No, I just do it and say I'm sorry later. Because I know if I ask, hey, can I do this or do that? The answer is going to be no. So I just do it. And then say, oh, I'm sorry.
People. All right. So these are my questions right here. I'm trying to figure out. I haven't figured this thing out yet.
Okay, Danielle is saying that I have had a caseworker
Um,
reach out to me from Virginia, and I'm talking to her tomorrow about ICPC, and she is all about helping parents learn the things that caseworkers don't tell us. Wonderful. Danielle, can we get that person to come on the show? That's my question to you, Danielle.
Herbert is our social butterfly. Yeah, he is.
I said,
Oh,
why
I'm
did you
beyond
get
a social.
CPS?
I'm beyond a social butterfly, Carrie. I mean, I sit back on the show quiet. I don't say things. You don't hear from me much. You get me going. Forget about it.
So this is the question I asked. Why did you work for CPS? If you were on the state side of a victim parental rights battle, would you come on the show CPS Victims Hunting Justice? Let's see. All of these answers are, I worked for CPS as a court investigator for decades. I took the job originally for several reasons. One, working for the state provided job financial security, benefits, and steady, although not great salary. This was essential for my family, and I particularly
Thank
since
you,
my family
Danielle.
suffers from multiple sclerosis and blah, 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 blah. But mostly took the job because I care about the welfare of children. I honestly realized I didn't until I began training that the focus is actually on repairing and strengthening the family first. This permanently removing the children if the parents failed to overcome the issues that caused the original removal. Like many others, I thought CPS removed children and simply did their best to find another home for the children. I thought I would be focusing more on the children, basically. What I found was CPS taught me the history of CPS, the mistakes made in the past, and how CPS has learned the best thing for the children is for parents to become better parents instead of permanently removing the children. I worked with many good people in the 2 states where I had this job, and I would bet anything that the majority of the other social workers also took this job because they love kids and want to protect them. You have to be dedicated to work in this profession that is hated even more than attorneys, paid for far less than many other careers that require a high level of education and come with an immense amount of stress. The decisions made by each individual worker change families and lives. You don't know the stress unless you have to make those decisions. Then this one has a shit ton of comments backed off of it. Then you have people saying, I would never be on the state side in a custody battle, but you don't have anybody. And then fuck CPS, fuck CPS.
Okay. Hey, Darren.
And it goes on and on and on. So Herbert, see what my point is this. You're not reinventing the wheel, buddy. Get the caseworker.
No, Darren. Danielle would like to come on the show now.
I just dropped the link. The link.
Okay,
No,
very good.
Vinny's show.
Okay. I was just trying to break into your conversation and say Danielle wants to come on now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was listening to your spiel. But it's just that I'm reading stuff people are writing also. I don't want to ignore them.
I'm paying attention, Herbert. I'm on the ball.
Okay,
Vinny. Don't walk away from the conversation, Herbert. And how come all of a sudden you can read all these things?
Because Vinny taught me how to do it.
Oh, okay.
I showed Herbert how to read the conversation.
Vinny showed Herbert how to read the conversations.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I don't like to ignore what the people are saying because they're part of it too. And we're going on, and they're coming up with stuff, and I'm like, oh, let's not ignore them.
Yeah, no one's.
This is actually really good because you know what? This is the first Saturday night that I've hosted this show, and we've had 8 watchers, and we've had a lot of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you get Herbert going, you're going to get some interaction, all right. Usually I just sit back and listen and learn. That's what I do. I sit back, I listen, I learn. It's CPS 101 for me. That's what I do. See, so I'm starting to get more and more into it. The only thing I can't help people with is like you guys that are in the system and trying to get your kids back. I don't have the wing a ding on that. So that's why I'm all about how to avoid CPS.
Right. Danielle, if you click that link that I dropped in here, it will come up with a cam box. You have to allow your cam and mic, put your name in the box, and hit join. And then I'll let you in when it pops up. I strongly urge that you open it in Chrome though, because it works better in Chrome. When I was a CNA as a kid, my worker was great, and I went beyond to help me and did things that a person would heart would do and was motivated.
Hey, Vinny, I got a question for you. The way the people are typing now and saying things, can other viewers see that too?
Oh yes, everyone can see what's being said in the chat.
Okay.
You know, like every night when I start the show, Herbert, and I point that thing off to the side, the chat overlay.
Yes.
That's where the things come up.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking the question.
Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Yes, you have to turn your camera on, and then once you join I'll see you pop up in the join box. Then I'll turn you on so you can join. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. You can be on just voice. It's up to you.
Very good, Vinny. Very good. Excellent instructions. The reason why I was asking that, Vinny, because what I was going to do is try to figure out how I can get their phone number. I could use my landline and then call them and give them instructions on how to get on the show. That's what I was going to do.
Well, Darren was supposed to send me the instructions, but he hasn't yet.
No, I have not yet.
Yeah, he was supposed to. I know. He told you that. He told you that already. I remember he said that. Yes.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
I thought he sent it to you because he said he was going to do it. So I thought he did it.
Yeah, no, I didn't yet. It's on my list.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Hey, when you want to do all the things I do, then you can dictate that. Until then, I'll get them when
no. I don't know. No. I remember when you told Vinny you're going to send him instructions.
So do I. It's right here on my list.
No. But Darren, listen.
It takes Darren a little bit because he's a very busy man. And
Okay, yes, he is. He's very busy. But I was under the assumption you already had it, Vinny. That's what I was under the assumption. Okay.
No, I've basically learned the show. I'm learning it on my own.
Okay.
He hasn't run down anything with me, so I've been learning how to do everything on my own.
Because Darren's very busy. See, if Darren's very busy, that's why. But see, again, I was under the impression you had the instructions.
Because if Benny needed to have any questions, Benny knows how to ask a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't need to hold his hand.
Nope.
No, Vinny's doing fine. But I thought he was doing all this based on the instructions you have given him. That's what I thought.
Nope. I've learned how to do all of it myself.
Yep.
Well, you're doing good, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually, because it has gone. I'm gonna go to 11 o'clock tonight because I told everyone that I was gonna be on at 6, and then I ended up being at work for later. So I'm gonna run the show until 11 tonight.
Let's go for it.
Because I feel that it's going really well. We got the watchers, we got the comments, we got people that want to come on, especially Danielle, and I want to hear a little bit of what she's got to say. So I'm hoping that she'll pop up soon.
She's doing it from her phone or computer.
I don't know.
Oh,
I think it's her phone from what I just read.
because like I said, I'd be more than happy to jump off, and like I do with the guests I bring on, I walk them through step by step to get them on the show, like I did with Gail and the nurse and the hospital administrator. All those people, I took them by the hand to get them on the show.
Good evening, Drew. Welcome back.
Jura, how are you?
Now, Herbert, you see, we have all these new listeners because you know what? I go out and I network. And that's how we got all of these people from the UK on here. Because
we all appreciate that. We appreciate that, Darren. We do.
But this is the things that I do. I spent, 2.5 hours on the phone with them a couple of weeks ago or last week. And now they've
Darren,
our show.
You know how I know you?
I didn't have time to send Vinny the instructions because I was getting these people to watch our show.
No, Darren, I'm not questioning that. I was under the impression
you're definitely trying to make pokes and pokes and pokes. I mean, I'm not.
No, I'm not making pokes. You're taking it that way. My point was, I was under the impression Vinny had the instructions because he's doing so well. So I assumed he had it until he said he didn't get it yet. If Vinny didn't say he didn't get it, I assumed he had it.
Nope.
And as far as you, Darren, being busy,
you know what assuming gets you?
Nowhere.
Out of you and me.
What?
When you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. Assume.
Yeah, that's correct. Let me use a different word. I was under the impression that Vinny had the instructions.
Google told them how to do it.
Yeah. Now, Darren, I tell you how I know you're busy, because when I try to call you, I can't get you. So I know you're busy.
Mm-hmm.
See, I
Darren's
call you
always
different
busy.
hours, different hours a day, the night, and I can't get you. So I know you're busy.
I talk to you all the time. I
No,
don't
you
answer you
don't.
right away because yes, I got people on the
But
phone all
that's
No,
day
my
long.
point.
This is what
My
I
point
do.
is, I understand you, Darren. I understand you're busy. I understand that.
see if
It's
Danielle's
very
here.
clear to me that you're busy.
Nope. Danielle, I hope you figure it out.
If she doesn't, um, how can I get her number? Can you text it to me or something or what?
I don't have it.
Because I could get off and get her on. I could definitely do that.
Why don't you send Vinny instructions? You got it down pat.
No,
Write them down.
I don't have it down
Give them
pat.
to Vinny.
Vinny's still teaching me. Let me try something. Hold it. Let me try something. I'm gonna type something here. Vinny, tell me if you see this. I'm gonna say hello. Tell me if you see the hello.
Oh,
It didn't come through.
no, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It says private chat.
We got Durham.
Her-
Oh, yeah, I see the
Herbert,
private. Welcome back, Durham.
Herbert,
Yeah,
Herbert, you're a tonic.
yeah, I know.
You-
Oh, thank you very much, mate.
Mate, do you like my British accent, mate?
Mate,
Darren, is he always trouble? Darren, is Darren gone? Is he there?
Darren.
Yes, Herbert.
Hey, Darren.
Yes.
Darren. Durham is talking to you.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, Durham was asking you a question.
Darren?
Okay, hold
Uh,
on.
Hold on, he's
Where
doing
the hell-
something, Durham.
Oh, no, Carrie, I'm not gonna hustle her. I was just gonna help her and teach her how to get on the show. It could be a little confusing the first time, and usually when I bring back guests on the show, I actually do a pre thing with them with an old show to teach them how to use the buttons and stuff. Carrie, that's all. I was just trying to, Carrie, I was just trying to figure out how I can touch bases with her so I can go on my other phone and talk to her and help her get on the show. That's what I was going to do, Carrie.
Yeah, because, Herbert's got two phones because he messages me from two different numbers.
Oh, I got more phones
You
than
know who
that.
has 2 phones is drug
But
dealers.
the thing,
Confiscating them
yeah,
from other
right.
people.
But the thing is, well, you remember, well, I got two phones. I got a landline. I got my wife's phone. So I can use my wife's phone and call the other person on the phone.
I only got
All
one
right.
phone and
Where's
one phone.
Durham's clerk?
That is it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were serious, Carrie, because I just want you to. I want to help the person get on the show. I would love to have them on the show.
Where's Durham's question? I don't see it here.
He was
No,
trying to ask
Durham
you it
he
in
was
the box.
talking.
He was in the chat.
He was talking to you, not in
I'm
the
looking
chat.
at that.
But no, he wasn't talking on the chat.
He
He
was
was
talking on the live to you.
on the live show.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm right here. I'm scanning through them.
No, not in the chat box itself, Darren. He was
I know,
talking to you on voice.
Right here. These ones right here. The ones that I'm going to take off the screen and I'm going to put them on. Oh, you didn't put them on, Vinny. You got to make sure you put them on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I
He
haven't
didn't.
figured that part out yet.
No, Duran didn't type anything, Darren. He was
Yeah, it's not.
verbally talking like I'm talking. He
Oh,
was
I didn't
talking.
hear 'em.
Wait a minute.
But you didn't-
There's Danielle. Hold on.
Okay.
Danielle, can you hear us?
Well, I didn't hear him, so I apologize for that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You didn't hear. That's why I kept saying, Darren, Darren, can you hear him?
Herbert, hold on. Danielle,
Okay.
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Danielle.
Hey, how are you? Like, it's coming up slowly, but if y'all can hear me, what I was saying was, I know like Carrie was the caseworker. What it is on LinkedIn, the platform LinkedIn. It's more like that's where I've been making a lot of connections with like the U.S. like the government people with the Senate and all that, and the case like she reached out to me because she had made a post about ICPC and I had commented it, and there's a bunch of advocacy groups on there as well where a lot of them interact, and that's how I got that's how I got in contact with her, and she messaged me and she said that I'll even read it. It's and she's all about like she said she's into helping parents learn what the caseworker, what workers are supposed to provide. And she said, keep fighting. She said, thanks for sharing and being vulnerable about your situation. It brings tears to her eyes. Although we are in 2 different states, please know if you need help with anything, I'm here. I find joy in helping behind the scenes for families to understand more about what is and should be happening. I think child welfare knows that families don't know or don't pay attention to the rules, policies, and laws because they are so focused on getting their children back. So the parents, so she's talking about the parents, and then the caseworkers and stuff fail to tell us a lot of things, a lot. And she said, she's empowering families is what she's all about. I do this by giving you the information that workers are supposed to provide, but are not. She said, keep fighting, never back down, and never give up. And she's in Richmond, Virginia. But I thought I wanted to, LinkedIn is a good place to go if you're wanting to make contact with people like you're wanting to, Herbert, and y'all. That's where I've got a lot of my information, research, and a lot of
There and they
do I hold on. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
cutting in and out a little bit.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I had the headset on. So like I know, sorry, I usually like SteamYard is what I'm used to. Sorry.
You sound
But
you
yeah,
sound
LinkedIn's
better
a good.
now. You
Okay,
sound a lot
cool.
better now.
Okay, good. Yeah, LinkedIn is a good one to get like that's where I do. I'm on Facebook and stuff, but I'm like I'm on LinkedIn a lot more because I've learned so much more, and I've had more let's say like more action from LinkedIn as like the contact people there. I mean, because Facebook I've had retaliation and stuff like as far as like there's groups on there that I've been in, and there's social work like here in Georgia that are part of these groups, and they stalk parents, and they like in the county my case is in, like Georgia Parents Against FCS. They're the director of Georgia DFCS is even a member in that group. So it's crazy, but LinkedIn is a big one that I would say, and that one, and it'll help you grow. Like that's where I've been involved with a lot. So I wanted to share that like with y'all. That's what because I was trying to type it and you asked me how she actually reached out to me, and what it is they post like what they've the events and stuff going on, and then they post like their opinions on or like what they've learned on like ICPC or something, and she had posted something about that ICPC interstate compact is not talked about a lot, and she was like, well, I would like to hear experiences or from families or parents or even other people, just other people in general. And I felt in my heart to post on that because that's what I'm dealing with right now. I mean, 2 jurisdictions, 2 states. My son's 4 states away, and I mean, I have to see him over a video, and it's been like that for 18 months almost. And it's already hard. I mean, I'm on felony probation. I mean, I can tell you right now, I can't just up and leave the state. So it's like, and they knew that. But and I'm good with probation and everything, I'm not afraid to talk out in public. I'm not afraid to talk. Period. I've been on the criminal side and the civil. They tried to mess with my probation. I'm not doing nothing wrong, but it's just I'm a struggling parent that lives on a poverty level. I mean, it's
I
life.
feel that, Danielle.
Yeah,
Which is
but they
not
put
supposed
more.
to be a reason at all to mess with you.
Do what now?
Which that's not even supposed to be a reason that they can mess with you.
Right. And that's what, like, with this caseworker, that is the first one. Well, I mean, that I've seen based on, like, because I've been involved with like other states and stuff that has stepped up and reached out on the platform. Sorry, y'all, I haven't talked online in a while. But so she and for her to say, because I don't hear much about ICPC, and like with my situation, I'm stuck in this part where who has jurisdiction, like who has the jurisdiction, and but my case is it's all fraud. Like, I can tell you.
So Danielle, I gotta ask you, have you tried to fight the jurisdiction part? Because a court that originally assigned your kid is supposed to have original jurisdiction, but if your kid was moved to a different jurisdiction, then that court would have to release the jurisdiction.
And
Right.
that, and with ICPC, that is where I've recently just found this out, that Texas has say in sending my son back home. Like, they have to approve the home, like they had to approve the homestead, and I just could. So yeah, it's in both, like both jurisdictions have to. It's both jurisdictions have to approve, both states, and it's crazy.
Yeah, because you got to follow under the. Oh my God, my head's cranking right now. UCJJ, right?
ICP, yeah, the ICPC, the Interstate Compact, and I've learned a lot just on their. I mean, I've learned all, like, my stuff from the Child Welfare Manual, like and then I read the different state manuals. That's what I've learned, and because I want to learn their policies and procedures, what they're supposed to be doing, their proper procedures in these different states to help these parents, because there's so much of this going on, and I can tell you right now, they
Do you feel like you're doing all this stuff? Do you feel like you're doing everything, and they're still just not allowing you to have access to your child?
Right. Yes, because, like, even my family, like my mom. Okay, I'll tell you the story about my storyline. Sorry, but my mom had. Okay, so I got in trouble. That's why I'm on probation. But I got in some trouble, and I asked my parents, my family, to help me keep my kids out of the state's hands back in 2011. I was going away for a minute, and I just could not let the state get my kids. I just couldn't do it. And my mom and them, they stepped up and they provided. I mean, my mom wasn't going to let her grandkids go. No kid belongs in the system, period. I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't. And that was my biggest thing. So my family stepped up. They stepped up and they did it. So we went to court. And it was temporary guardianship, and we right there that same day we made the decision right in front of and the judge agreed with it, that the kids stay where they're at even upon my release, but I'd be involved in their lives, and he left it up to me and my family to decide upon, like, visits and everything. Like, there was no CPS involved, nothing. He said there's no reason for them to be involved. He said and this is until, like, this will apply until the kids are 18, or the mom wants to get them back, or wants to petition the courts to terminate the guardianship. So, but I still have my right, So the courts, they've never been involved. This whole time, it's been over a decade. Well, my mom passed away unexpectedly in 2022, September 17th, out of the blue. But let me just tell you, my brother is disabled with special needs, and I take care of him. He's in my care, right? He's 37. So I'll get to that, but my mom passed away and my aunt went, and see, I have 3 kids, and this is what's crazy. The aunt that has my daughter, because my son is autistic, so my 3 kids went to 3 different members, but with these stipulations that the kids get to see each other every other with sisters in over a year. I haven't got to see my girls in it's been a long time. I know my son, I've been very involved in his life, but this aunt, she took my son when I was on my way to get my son and be there for my family, because it was my mom, it was my mom. I mean, I had just talked to my mom 5 minutes before, and then I get a call and she's gone. I mean, so I lost my mom and my son in the same day. And yeah, and my aunt, I don't know why, I couldn't tell you why I kind of expected it, because it's more or less, it's pure greed, it's pure hate, it's pure evil. I mean, it's evil what she done, and it was intentionally done. That's what's crazy. But where the state failed is they were supposed to make a diligent search for family. Well, there is family. Like, if they would have reached out to my aunt and uncle, because they didn't even reach out to me. I didn't know. I was trying to find my son. I was trying to I was given the runaround. They led me on a wild chase, and then nobody ever contacted any of my family. And it's because this aunt told them that there was nobody in the family willing or able to take the kid, when it was a complete lie. She wanted him out of the picture, because she wanted me out of the picture. And I think it has to do with my daughter, because she has my daughter, and I think she's wanting me out of that. Well, that's okay, because I got a court date September 3rd to hold her in contempt, so I'm good with that. Because she lied to them and told them that I abandoned my kids 10 years ago, which was a complete lie, and they went along with it. So they didn't follow procedures. They just automatically, and then they placed my son with her for 2 months that I did not know about. It took them 2 months to find me, and it took me 2 months to find my son. So I'm trying to figure out where my son's at. My son's traumatized. He's still in Georgia though at the time, but he's with a provider. They had him hoteled apparently. But the 2 months he was with my aunt, this aunt that did this, they did a removal on him from her home in November of 2022. So that means they violated the original guardianship order, and the judge even put that in the protective removal order. My whole case is messed up. But they did not have my consent to send him to Texas. Nothing. They have isolated me from anything to do with my son, like his IEP meetings. I've asked every month for his and even my aunt and uncle have gone through the process, the drug testing, the home assessment. Everything has passed. Everything is good. Everything. This is only supposed to be a 60-day process, and it has now been since January this year, and they never reached out to family. And what I did was I pitched a fit, and I said I do have family, and I asked my family, please help me because they were doing anything in their power to keep me from my son. And that's go ahead.
Now, Danielle, if you don't mind, on the criminal side, what did they try to get you for? Because they're trying to get me on like 6 different charges.
On the criminal side, no, the criminal side had nothing. That I got in trouble for forgery and theft by taking, and I didn't ever get in trouble with the CPS part. Are they trying to get you for, like, I don't even. They did try to get me to violate it with probation for no reason. But my PO said, he told them that is civil. This is my probation's criminal, and I'm in compliance. And they're not going to make him do anything that's against his better judgment, let alone his job. And because they tried, I have them on video pulling up at my house when my PO was out here to do his monthly check, and he was not a happy camper. Like, they manipulated him and used him to find out when he was coming out to me next, so they can show up out here and think that he was gonna. And that's I appreciate him doing that, because he's actually doing his job right and not letting them be shady and be manipulative, and I appreciate him for that. That's why it's not because of mess. But what are they getting you for? Is it child abuse or?
Oh no, it's a lot worse than that. My case, because I know some of you haven't watched the show long enough to know. My criminal side, they're trying to get me on unlawful sexual contact, GSA, gross sexual assault, and unlawful sexual touching of a minor, violation of a protection order, and one
Is
other
there
thing.
is there any family members that are like mad at you or something? Like kind of like
Actually, there's a
mom
cousin that was married into the family
that
that doesn't like me because I called her out on Facebook and told her she was a fat nasty bitch.
yeah, definitely don't retaliate on Facebook because I learned that the hard way. Yeah, so don't. But it sounds like they're working with. Is that cousin still around? Is she still?
Oh yeah, she's the one involved in all of this, and she even admits on police reports that she interjected my name into a conversation.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're working behind the scenes with it. That's what it sounds like. Because that kind of like what my aunt and my aunt now is back in the corner because what she felt was her guardianship order over my daughter. All three of my kids are separate guardianship orders, but it was all done the same day, and they have not kept the courts up to date with an annual report of their addresses in case they moved in 5 years. And I'm like. Like this could not work out better for me. Like I cannot wait till September 3rd. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I would definitely in your situation I would no drama for one because that's what she's gonna try to that family member and even with them it sounds like they're working together. Cohorts
Yeah,
together.
oh yeah, they are. They're working with her. It's clear. I can see it on the documentation, on the police reports, on the guardian ad litem's report. They're all siding with her. And this girl, okay, says she knew our kids, and she's never met these kids. Not one day in her
The
in her
cousin
life.
of this department or the state. Like are they
The cousin used to live in New Hampshire, and she wasn't a cousin until she got married into the family. But these kids have never once met her in real life or
I mean,
talked to her.
so if they're and when the stuff they're coming at you with, what do they have what evidence do they have? I mean, I don't
They have no evidence. All they have is hearsay.
just allegate just anonymous
Yep.
report. Like, see that's
Yep.
and I wish to God Texas is the only state that you cannot call anonymously anymore. And I wish to God these other states would jump on board, man. Because that's what my aunt did. She had my son right 5 days after my mom was passed, and she had my son, but she had him out for me. And of course, I'm on probation, and that's what she threatens me with all the time. But like I told her, I said this time, I said I'm not gonna. There's a time and a place for things, and when it comes to respect, like this is my child. Why would you? Why? Why now?
Right.
Why not?
That's what I try to explain to my attorneys and everything too, because for the simple fact that I helped raise my nieces and nephews. I've been around them all my life. I've been around my friends' kids. If I was that bad of a monster, don't you think something would have came up sooner?
Right. And is there any way that just I would definitely keep notes, a notebook of any involvement with them, time, date, anything that happened, very detailed notes because and just like cross your T's and dot your I's, you know what I mean? Because they are definitely working to do. Are they trying to take your kids, or is she trying to get custody of your kids, or your daughter?
Well, she did have the stepdaughter, but now the stepdaughter has been enrolled in Job Corps, so now she's not even in state custody anymore. She's in Job Corps, and they have custody of her.
How old is she? No.
She's 17, almost 18 years old.
Because my son, I just he was it was crazy. He was about to be 18, and this is the one thing that in 2011 in that courtroom when we were all in there, and before I was, because we did it like 11 days before I was getting sent to prison, and I mean, I hit my knees because that's like a big decision you have to make, and, you know, and it was, and the judge even said, he's like, I know it hurts, Miss White. He's like, but I said, I have to do it for my kids. I'm not going to see my, and I said, I just want my family to please protect my kid and keep them out, and they promised, and then my aunt does this. Like, it's just, wow. Like, yeah, and she, and like Carrie, yeah, she's drama. She's very, and the thing is she started a bunch of mess for no reason, and then she you know she stuck. What it's gonna be is she jumped. I'm not gonna say jump the gun, but she jumped to and take action that was wrong, and she knew it was wrong, intentional, and karma's gonna get her in the butt, you know. That's exactly, because I mean, I was sideswiped by this. I was never gonna expect any of this. But then again, this is an aunt. I did know that she was, because she's alienated from me for my daughter. Both my daughters, I can tell you right now, like my girls, I know everything about my son. My son, like that's my. You talk about my twin, he looks just like me. Like that is my boy. Like that is my little rider right there. I mean, me and him are like two peas in a pod. I mean, that boy, that's my best friend, you know. And my daughters, I love my girls, and but my mom was the one that kept me in contact with them, and that's how. I mean, I can't even see my kids on the girls online, and one of my daughters is a senior this year, and the other one is a freshman or a sophomore, and I just found my daughter running track and field at her school, which is awesome, and my mom being gone now, I don't know what's going on. But I also have a brother that is disabled and special needs in my care. He's here with me now, and he don't even understand why. Like, so if they're saying, and because I was even on the news about my situation, my case, or my thing, but they did the news story on how kids are sent at it, how our kids, like say if Maine had the foster kids, and they have to send them out of state and bring out-of-state kids in because it's more money. It's better if they get more money. So that's what they based this news story on. That like they told me that there was no local place for my son when I'm right here in Georgia and I have family. Like look at what my family is going through right now. But they failed to prevent. They failed to prevent foster care. So they failed not only my son and me, they failed my family altogether. My girls, I mean, they failed just even other kids, even just the state, by not following proper procedure, and it's crazy. They're removing
And
these kids.
they do it. I mean, I can
Yeah.
tell you right now, from my case standpoint, right here. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there because this was put out by WMTW TV. This was out of News Channel 8. I was on the news. I made national news. It went stateswide. It went all the way to California, Washington, and it says the thing on the post. The lady put the one causing all this. It's a safer place for everybody if he's in jail where he belongs. And it states 8 investigates our main judges taking a lenient approach to setting bail. I am out on bail, which is a $50,000 insurance bond. I am on house arrest. The only places I can go is I can go to work and doctor's appointments, and that is it.
That's all. So how long have you been? I mean, how do you have court dates coming up for the criminal part of?
I actually go to court on Tuesday for my first initial deposition hearing.
On the criminals part, right?
On the criminal side. Yep.
So you haven't
Vinny,
like,
you can't go to a supermarket.
No, I cannot.
Vinny, you can't go to.
Know where kids are.
So how do you get your food?
My parents go out shopping.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe Maine. I haven't. Because we used to
And
be.
Lynn can go out to the store, but I can't.
So is that what you and your wife are both being done this way, or your girlfriend?
She's under investigation too. Yep.
Wow. So and they have no evidence that the allegations are what you and it's from a family member that is not even part of your family. Like she's just a cousin married.
She has to
Yeah,
do
she
something
was.
with her mic because it's coming in very scratchy. I can barely hear. She was very clear before. You did something different with your phone.
Yeah, I probably did. Let's see. Hold on.
Did you put your headsets back on again?
No, is it better now?
Nope.
No,
So
no. You did something different.
Yeah, let me go under settings. I think I know what it is. Hold on. Here we go. Let's check.
well, while you fix it, I'll read this to you guys so you understand. It says, court records show a Cumberland County judge set Tory's bail at $50,000 cash, but Tory appealed claims he couldn't reasonably afford it. Following a hearing, a second judge offered an alternative $50,000 insurance bond, meaning Tory didn't need cash or even a loan. A house was put up for collateral, and he was out on bail within days. We were hoping that we might have had a plea, a chance of plea deal without bail, said Layton. She thinks that more lenient bail agreements send the wrong messages that the allegations aren't serious and that abusers won't be held accountable. It shows everyone else that does hurt children like that it's okay to do it, said Layton, depending on the crime. So that was posted on News Channel 13, News Channel 8, and it went all across the states with my address of where I live.
Is that better or no?
Yeah,
Is that better?
It's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Is that better like that way or no?
Yep.
Is that is better?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay. That so you were on the news for that and they said all that. Wow.
Yep. That is definitely. I asked my criminal attorney, and he agreed with me that it is very much so defamation of character because the DA allowed this post to happen.
Right. And wow, I can't believe they got to.
And
And that went went nationwide. Like that went everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And anybody's. Wow.
And I'm supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and
right.
I'm guilty until I'm proven innocent.
Right. And in like with the family court, like up there when I went in, and I've been on paper probation since 2011, I felt like I was back in the criminal court part. Like when I walked into the juvenile courtroom, like for my stuff, and I mean, because I was like, and it was crazy, and I don't even know, but with you, they're definitely working against y'all. Like that is. Have you got all your paperwork with your court case and everything, like court orders, and you're looking at everything? Because they'll try to put stuff in there.
I have everything, and I have right down from the Guardian ad litem reports to the state police reports to her reports to her interviews, to all of their interviews. I have every single last one.
Yeah, because that's like I've have you ever heard of a term called nunc pro tunc? It's in like now before then. It's something that CPS will use so much if and they like what it's supposed to be is like I don't know if y'all have heard when they write up these court orders and they go ahead and have the court date, the judge sometimes the DFCS or whatever attorney has to type it up, so they'll have to nunk it the back date for the judge's signature because he signs it later on. And that's what it's supposed to be used for, not for anything judicial, like judicial error. They cannot take anything, facts and findings, and try to
Yep.
backdate it to the actual, like a date, a prior date. I mean, a previous date, like in the past. And that's what they did on 2 of my court orders. And they probably did that even more because they are refusing to give me open records requests and everything. Like, I've even asked to go and like look at my case file, and I've never lost my rights. I've never been in trouble with these people, CPS, nothing. And what it is they wanted to take that back in 2011, that guardianship stuff, and try to make it look like it was a case open this whole time, and it wasn't. Because
See,
that's what they.
and so your case is kind of similar to mine because
Yes.
you still have your rights.
Yep.
I still have my rights as well, and they've denied me my visitation
Yes.
from the start. And this is going on almost 11 months, going on 12 now.
Yeah, and they're going to try to make sure to stay on top of them, because this is where I, like, they, when I tell you I've been kept out of the loop about I've been in the dark, but I've been very consistent, persistent, and they know I'm not playing with them. I'm not. I will not talk to them over the phone. I talk to them by text or email. That's all, because they want to be shady. And then my aunt and uncle, they've started to treat them the same way they've done me, because but my aunt and uncle have made way better progress than I did from the beginning, because they wanted to pile everything up on me in one day. But at the end of the day, like, my court appointed attorney, they appointed me her. I didn't ask for a court appointment, but because I had got, like, the aunt, she had me locked up during this time when they had my son, and he went into foster care, the state, in November of 2022. Well, she had me locked up for leaving the state to go get my brother, because my brother was in Florida and there was a hurricane coming and they had called it a state of emergency. And I had to go get him. And so my aunt, of course, calls probation and tells him a bunch of lies. And
Yep,
I
so they
needed
got you for a violation of probation.
for leaving the state without permission, which is totally understandable. But I was in a time, like, time was ticking, you know what I mean? Like, I was running out of time, and this hurricane was coming, and my brother was going to be right in the pathway of it. And he was by himself, like, nobody, I don't even know how he got left at that house by himself, but I got a moving truck and I went down there and got him, because he was visiting. He was supposed to be only there for 2 or 3 weeks, but there was a hurricane coming. And so I said, and I left the state, and she called, and that's what she would do. That's what she does. She just calls the cops on everything with me, like, but I'm not afraid of that anymore, because I'm not doing nothing wrong, so they can't do nothing to me. It's always the cops with her, and but when you are kidnapping and when you're doing stuff that's against the law and against the, if she was no part of the guardianship order with my son, so she has no say at all, and I don't see how DFCS kept moving with the case, and even the guardian ad litem. Well, I know, because even my court-appointed attorney, from the day she got appointed, I tried to get her to go all the way back to the very beginning, and she told me she's only going from the day she was appointed and forward, because I'll tell you right now, if they would have went, there was nothing, I got railroaded. If they would have went back to the very beginning, I promise you, if she would have represented me right, and I'm gonna handle that here soon, they would have found the fault and the truth,
Actually, to comment on what Carrie just said about parole, speaking from that, in the Constitution, it states that you have a right to travel no matter what under Constitution law.
Yeah.
They cannot stop you from traveling if it's emergency.
And-
So for them to pick you up on a parole violation is against your constitutional rights.
And that's why that's and that yeah, and because I'm my brother, I'm like, I have to get guardianship of him, and that's like, even they wanted me to he went down there with like my kid's father, like my daughter's dad, and he's really good. Like he wanted to get out of. He just need. I mean, he's a grown man. My brother's an adult. He's 37 years old. He can have his. He just can't live by himself. He can still do certain things, but his memory is gone. Like he's physically disabled and he's mentally like he's got real bad anxiety, but his memory. He has to be told every 2 minutes the reminded of things, and he can't remember like and it bothers him, but he still, I mean, he can do things on his own, but he just will never be able to live by himself. And my son's the same way. I mean, but he wanted to. I mean, he can still go see his friends. He can do what he wants as long as he's safe, you know. And that's what I mean. He asked me if he can go to his friend's house, and if his friend sends for an Uber or something. But I still, the state or the guardian ad litem was telling me they were trying to get me to find another caregiver for my brother to focus on just my son, or they were going to find other places for my son. I'm like, how is that fair? Like to have to put my brother out to. That's not. I mean, he's in the same boat. He's in the same boat my son would be in. I'm all they got, you know, and that's not fair. Because
No, that is.
and they told me. I mean, I had text messages, I had emails, I have a lot. I've since day one. They've done me wrong since day one. I mean, when I tell you I've never seen a case go so fast. It went. I mean, it's everything I'm reading and other people's experiences. I'm like, wow. Like I didn't have time to even breathe, like even wink. Like that's how serious this was. Like that's how quick they. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Carrie. They'd be good together, and for them to keep, your brother away from your own
Oh yeah.
son is wrong because they're doing it here too. Because
Yep.
my oldest son is 19. His mother had full custody of him, so he's not included in any of this. But he wants to be able to talk to his older sister and his
Uh-huh.
younger sister. And I asked them if that was possible, and they said no.
And it even states in Georgia, and even in the child welfare manual with these caseworkers are supposed to abide by in these states or I mean these counties or whatever with siblings, if they remove, well, I don't get why I'm being accused of allegations with my son when he wasn't even removed from my care. He was removed. The protective removal was for my aunt. Like, because they play, I don't even know. See, the beginning, the first 2 months of my case is all whack. It's crazy. And I don't know why nobody is. I mean, I never even heard. I never attended my preliminary. They had my adjudication and disposition when I was in jail for the 60 days for leaving the state, and I was in the holding cell in the bottom of the courthouse, and the court-appointed attorney come up back and forth from the. They never took me in the courtroom. So I don't know what they said. I don't know what they did. I just know that I know nothing about that day. Like, so that right there tells you that they're doing something shady, you know? Like, and that's,
Yep.
it's just, for this to be a family that this boy has been in the family for my, that was my papa was my best friend, you know. So my papa had passed, and all he wanted was to see my son be born. And he looked at my nanny and he said, "Mama," he said, "I can't hold on no more." He said, "Take care of that boy." And that was my nanny's. And I'll tell you, my nanny kept her promise. She did. It gave her more life, but her and my son were two peas in a pod of difference. I could not ask for my son. I'll tell you, he is the reason. I mean, he's sweet, he's kind, he's not what they say is, and I mean, he's good. I mean, he's autistic, but he talks, he's verbal, he understands things, he's kind, he listens to Christian music, he prays, I mean, my nanny, I couldn't ask for a better person to be the role model for my child besides, I couldn't do that for him. I couldn't. But when I tell you, but my nanny never judged either, like some families do, and with my son, so she has had him since birth, but that was because I was okay with that, and it kept her going, it was her, and my son, for him to go through this now, it's just like it's a shocker. Like, and I'll tell you, he's strong too. He's doing way better. His strength is way better than me. But then these visits and these stuff that these kids go through in these residential treatment facilities are absolutely insane. I have seen so much, and it will take the life out of you. I promise, because it makes me. I mean, it just even. I mean, and just seeing him. I mean, I have plenty of videos, and I just it hurts, and I don't like watching them again but it needs like these kids do not belong in these facilities. Definitely don't. No.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I feel you, Darren. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to actually go on because,
my
um,
my situation been going on since he went into care November 7th, 2022. And hopefully I'm hoping and I'm crossing my fingers and praying that we get these, because they just threatened my aunt the other day because my uncle started a new job, and he told the CPS that he started this job and he will be working out of town, but he would be off Fridays. Well, the caseworker, she is a control. She's bad, but her supervisors they're so. But she threatened my aunt the other day that they were going to find another placement option for my son, and I'll be darned, my aunt and uncle are not going to put it. They don't know. Like they're been cooperating and everything, and for her to threaten that right here at the end to get him home after telling us he would have been home right after Easter, and it's now and they're trying to lie on my aunt and uncle now. That is where I draw the line. Like, I have kept my cool with them, and don't pick on people that I've done nothing to. I mean, y'all did not contact them. They are actually cooperating with y'all when y'all are in the wrong. Like, CBS is in the wrong strike. They failed. They
I
didn't
fully agree with that.
their reasonable efforts. They're supposed to, if a child enters foster care, the whole time the child's in foster care, they're supposed to make a diligent search the whole time for family, any kinship that will take. For them not, and I even got them recorded where they apologized to my aunt on a phone call or a video call, apologizing to her that they did not reach out to them from the beginning. They admitted that on the phone. So, like, I've got.
Okay.
Yes, and that right there, I mean, it's crazy. And for them to be getting away with so much after all this exposure that they've already got, I mean, and still, I'm speechless. Like,
They
because they
still
don't,
get away with it. I
yeah,
mean, that's just the way it is for right now. This government is, all across the board is corrupt
right.
from the United States to UK
United
to
Kingdom, yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
It's gone national, and it shouldn't be that way. Um,
It should.
and
These are our kids. Like, these are our future. These are innocent children that have done. What have they done? They're learning. They learn from
nothing.
us, but it's our job as parents, or even just in general, to protect these kids. This is our future. What are these people thinking to hurt these? And what's crazy is it's government. It's our own people that. I mean, they're doing it right here in plain sight. Like, my son was trafficked to Texas, and this was my biggest thing. Like, I still fear this. I fear my son's gonna show up missing one day, because why would they send him to and trafficking? Like, I'm so scared that my son is, and that's why I call every day and I stay involved, because my son knows, if anything ever happens, or he's in trouble or anything, he knows, and he started voicing himself now, because I know no, they've retaliated on him like several times, and that's
Yeah.
why. And it's crazy, because I mean, I even found just recently on a video visit from previous times that he had a big hand bruise on his upper arm, and then kind of found out they manhandled him, escorting him for what? For what? And why wouldn't we know? But he's got a man's hand around his upper arm, and it's bruised, and if y'all saw the visit, y'all would understand where I'm coming from. Like, and I'm not afraid to put this out there, like, because
Oh, I'm
if
not. I'm not
I'm doing
even.
so wrong, I tell them arrest me, like, violate probation. Let's do it. You know,
I,
I mean,
I call these people right out, and I don't give a flying hoot.
I
They've
mean,
already arrested me. They had me in jail. They paraded me naked in front of women and guys. You know what?
yeah.
I have no care.
And this is Maine that's doing this to you.
Oh yeah.
Mm. So y'all, and it's you and your wife, girlfriend that is involved.
Wife. Yep.
So and she there, but she don't have no charges right now, or
Nope. She even has had visitations the whole entire time. She just hasn't been able to see our oldest daughter.
do y'all live together? You and the
Yep.
y'all do? You and the girlfriend? Are you? Huh?
She's right there.
Okay, cool. And do y'all have separate, like? I just can't believe the cousin that's not even blood related is like the people working against you behind the scenes, and they want to keep themselves hush hush, and that's the way my aunt did. I mean, you're gonna sit here and I mean, and I was in a group. I saw a group on Facebook called Special Needs Parents of Georgia. I don't understand how these parents can just give their kids up to the state if they're mentally or special needs when here I am fighting to get my son home. I want my son home. I'll take any other special needs children. I would love to keep them out of the system, but these parents are able to give their children, sign their children over to the state. Like, I don't understand that. How?
It's
Why would you? They're giving me problems about, like, and they're going by information that is false from
they
someone
go
that's
they go off of hearsay, and that's what
right. And,
I found.
well, I'll tell you on September 3rd, and my aunt could, I don't care if I don't care. I'm gonna voice myself because it's wrong what she's done, and people need to know. But September, if she can't keep up with the responsibilities of her own guardianship order that's for my daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, why? How did she have so much say to do this to my son? How could they? And that's going to be September 3rd. I get to prove it. I will have my day, and I will be able to voice it on September 3rd. Because,
Same theory. I have people that will step up.
yeah, and these poor parents families that are out there that get picked on by CPS and DFCS, that's the thing, and that's why they're able to get away with it because they start bullying, and then threatening these families and wanting them to, and if they don't cooperate with them, they're going to take their children, or they'll threaten they'll never see their children again, or and I can tell you it's crazy. I mean, I was even told that I had a court order for unannounced home visits. I told my caseworker, I said, you show me. Well, you know what she did? She cut off all communication with me. And now, I said, my
Thanks,
aunt,
Karen.
and that's fine. She can do that because and now they're, my girls, with this going on with my girls now, my girls have never been, and now the same guardian ad litem, the same caseworker, and the SAG is on my daughter's cases now. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now that right there is definitely not going to happen. Like, this is a contempt thing from me because I don't. I got it's a bit
All
long
right.
story. It's all messed up, and but the thing is, it involves even juvenile court people, court reporters, these mediators, these casework, and it's gotten real. And this is a county that does not want to be. They want to be known as the Golden County. You know what I'm saying? In the state of Georgia, they want to be the role model for Georgia, and it's not gonna happen. I think my audio is messed up again. Uh,
No, I didn't send it to you, Darren. I forgot.
is is my
Um,
audio better?
you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it's gotta be my connection. It's gotta be.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're at that time. I said we'd go till 11:30. So we're at that time. So I'm gonna see if I can get Darren out here, get Herbert out here, get Durham out here, and we're all gonna do last words tonight. Even you, Carrie, you're part of this. So,
But if you want
Herbert,
to, if you
you there? Mr. Herbert? Durham?
Yeah,
Darren?
Yeah, I'm here.
Darren,
Last words, you guys?
we'll leave it with Darren.
You gonna go with me? All right. Well, I'm gonna say this, man. You think we have it bad in the United States? I just watched some stuff that Durham sent me. Check out the go to YouTube and check out the Leeds riot. It's Leeds riot, and see what those guys got going on over there. Absolutely right. This thing's worldwide, and we need to start all activating together in a proper manner so that we don't look like fools, we don't look like liars, and we don't look like crybabies. We need to get together, like everybody keeps saying, but we're going to actually do it. We're going to pack it up, just like I've always said, and let's lead this fight because someone's got to do it, and it might as well be us.
Awesome, awesome. Durham?
Yeah, there's only the solution.
All right.
I like that. I like that a lot. Danielle?
yes, I mean, they need to be held accountable for their wrongings. I mean, they definitely need to be held accountable, and parents, it's bullying, and the bullying needs to stop. I mean, they're doing this right in front of our eyes and getting away with it, and trafficking our own children. I mean, it's not gonna. We need to become one and get it. Battle. I'm ready to battle. I'm ready.
Pack it up. That's right. That's right. Carrie, what is your last words tonight? Delcy, you're welcome to have last words, as well as Ajura. Before we end, I'll finish at the end with my last words, but I want to hear everyone's last words for the night, and thoughts while we wait.
Everyone's gone.
Okay, Carrie said, my last words are, this is the cool kids club and the place to be, because we are the best group movement and whatever, and we are here to pack it together. And Delcy says, if anyone has the time, I want to talk to y'all about professional kidnappers from Arizona. It was on the news on 6/20/20.
Is that the pink ladies? Is that what she's talking about, Delcy? Where they wear the pink shirts and professional kidnappers? Where are your children, or do you know where your children are? Is what they wear, and these are caseworkers. If that's is that what they're talking about?
I think so.
I'm back with you, Vinny. I'm back. My phone got overheated. So in Arizona, what about the professional kidnappers?
She just asked if someone would talk to her back.
The pink ladies. She was wanting to talk to us about, or y'all about them. If anyone has the time about. So yeah, the pink ladies.
Yep.
And
that would.
I could find out about them because I'm in Arizona. So they're called the Pink Ladies.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I'll get the lowdown.
So Herbert, we're doing last words. Your last words for tonight.
Yeah, my last words is be careful what you say around your children, because your children repeat what you say. It's not a good idea if you're with your spouse or boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, wife, to have heated arguments around your children, because that makes them scared, and they'll go out and tell their friends, and it carries on and on from there. And if you smoke marijuana, try to do it in a place where your children's clothes are not, because it will definitely go on the clothes. And when your kids go to school, the teachers and school personnel will smell it, and that will make you a target for CPR.
Delcy, I mean, you can hit up Darren, who is the CPS Punisher, He'll throw the information in the chat for you, I'm sure. And Ajura said, "This corruption is the devil's work. Pray for the children worldwide. Amen." I like that, Ajura. That's awesome. And then my last words for tonight is this: always protect your children. Do not let CPS in your door. Hate your caseworkers as much as you hate your judges, guardian ad litems, and GALs, and assistant attorney generals. And with that, we are out of here. I just got to find, Darren said it was somewhere here.
Well, you've been doing it all by yourself, remember, without the instruction list, so you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, he said the video was here, so I'm looking to see if I can find it here.
What video?
Darren, where is it in the clip?
Next to the green smoke lady, right next to the green smoke lady, Vinny.
All right. So I got it. So on that note, everyone have a great Saturday, the rest of Saturday night. We will be back here Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. We are CPS Victims hunting for justice.
Okay. And Darren, I'm going to call you.
Young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroy